with the girl that she did.
And with that, we are live.
Well, Brittany got a couple massages when I was dating her, and the girl that gave her massage dated Ryan McKinney in high school.
Okay.
Sure.
So
Never had a massage, and yeah, I guess now I can't use the excuse of I don't like strangers touching me because I don't think I would like people I know doing it either.
It would be awkward, especially if it's just somebody you sort of knew in high school.
I just fell asleep. I mean, I just fell asleep and woke up an hour later.
It
and
seems
they're like
an
right.
expensive nap to take.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, could you imagine if it was someone from the baseball team in high school, Christian? Years later,
like shooter's kid. After you smashed a baseball in his face, Christian.
Hey,
oh man,
I can't help that I threw it faster than he could react.
From 3 feet away.
That I was just trying to turn the double play faster. No, I feel bad. I've broken 2 people's noses. I broke his, and I broke Austin Lamb's in football.
Did he fall into you?
Austin Lamb? No.
Yeah.
We were doing those drills, and they were trying to get you to like really drill your hands up into the person's shoulder pads, and it glanced off his shoulder. My hand glanced off his shoulder pads, and like the palm of my hand hit him in his nose. And he didn't tell me at the time. At the time, he was just kind of like, got hit in the nose. And then, like a week later, his parents said something to mine about how, hey, Christian broke Austin's nose. And my parents were like, what? And I was like, what?
Christian's like, that's right. He's going to give me that $20. He knows what's good for him.
But let's see. Let's jump over to the next a little bit prettier.
Oh.
And then I'm not going to stream just for you guys just yet because we're not in the tabletop simulator just yet.
Oh.
But we can start off the night with a question, which I haven't had the time to think of. So I'm going to come up with one on the spot. If you guys would like to ask your question first, you can. Or you can watch me twiddle my thumbs for a couple more seconds while I think of one for you guys.
I had the last 2 questions. So does anybody else have a question?
Yes, it's Billy. Do you have a question for our DM?
Your question's supposed to be directed at me, but
so
it's an indirect.
I've got a question.
Yeah.
If the forest is supposed to be ever expanding, and the forest has been here for obviously like millennials.
Not only have they been here for the millennials, Josh, but they've been here for Gen Z, Gen X,
oh my gosh,
the baby
the
boomers. Oh, all of them.
This question.
What's holding the forest back from taking over the entire continent?
So we have discussed that a little bit. Edgewood is actually responsible for keeping the forest at bay, seeing as they are the only ones that are able to actually cut down these trees with whatever means that they have at their disposal. They are the ones that have kept the forest at bay from essentially engulfing the entirety of Morningstar.
We should probably try to invest some money and resources into Edgewood, maybe into their education system. Really build up a good community here to keep this forest under wraps.
They've got a lot of orphans.
Yeah.
So I mean,
they could use some. They could use some angel investors in the area to kind of just replenish resources. They seem important.
Sounds like we just need to make a bunch of orphans across Morningstar.
But the other thing, Josh, so you guys are getting to Lambros now, obviously when it's still growing. So it has had time to grow to the point it is now. It didn't used to be at the foot of Ember Peak. It didn't used to be and extend, to the lower, like, southwest portion of the map. It used to be behind Lambros Lake, but now it has expanded beyond Lambros Lake. So you guys, are catching it at its most sort of far-reaching existence at this point. But in the past, it hasn't been anywhere near Ember Peak. So, yes, it's been growing. Edgewood wasn't always right on the edge of Lambros, but the forest has grown to meet it, and they have kept it at bay, at least on their portion of the continent. So, my question for you guys, if you are ready, is if you had one ultimate, like, weapon or item, what would it be? Like, would it be some crazy flaming sword? Would it be some sort of magical rope? Would it be a pair of really fancy shoes? What one piece of treasure, so to speak, would be your ideal thing? What would you see in a room full of treasure and be like, that's it? That's the one thing I need more than anything else in this room. And we can start with Ranger Steve. Cameron.
Well, for the longest time, I was pretty landlocked on my island until I made it over here. And on that island, we had some pretty tall peaks. And what we used to do as kids is we kind of had like hang gliders. We could jump off and kind of fly down in the valleys and stuff. And that was amazing. But, to an extent, you can't go that far. It doesn't last as long as you'd want. So if there was a magical item in a room and I walked into it and it allowed me to fly, whether it be some retractable wings or some feet or some shoes or something that can make me fly, I think that would be it.
So when you say a flying, it sounds like you used to do a bit of like gliding, but you're wanting an item that allows anything that would give you the sensation of flight, essentially.
Yeah.
Like the glider in Breath of the Wild. I know you didn't play that game specifically, but I'm trying to think of a wingsuit, or I'm trying to think of
Aang.
There you go.
More like Aang.
Yeah, I put it in Avatar terms. Thank you, Josh. Yes,
there you go.
Aang's glider.
As soon as he said glider, I knew what he was talking about. I mean, he even wants the little snack compartment for long journeys. I mean, come on. We're talking about glider 2.0 here.
You could probably do that with an item we already have, plus just some sort of fabric. You just take the ring of feather falling, and then just use some sort of like little glider deal, and I bet you could just soar.
Ring of feather falling prevents fall damage, but I don't know that it.
Does it slow you down? I'm just picturing you could slowly descend and go at an angle.
That could be done, I think.
Yeah, I'd want more control. I would want to be able to from my standing position, take a couple steps and take off. Yeah, that kind of thing.
I believe I can fly.
You could probably adjust.
I believe I can touch
your
the
decanter
sky.
of endless water to be like a hydro jetpack kind of thing, like those ones you see in the ocean.
Yeah,
might have to talk to Tyrell about that, but.
Everything gets really wet, and that I save those for the evenings in town.
Oh.
You don't need to just get everything wet all the time.
I'll be honest, having a hydro cannon on your back that you just pull a little tab or something, and just shoot off some sort of spaceman would be pretty cool.
I've done it before, but it was for short bursts.
Let's go to Josh. How about Tug? What is Tug's idea? Does Tug already own his favorite
item ever?
The purple piercer.
I think it's the everlasting smoke bottle.
Jane's Bane.
No, I really feel like I need a trident that does something magical and tridently.
Tridently.
You've never used that adjective before?
No, that's the first time.
That's a real one. Tridently.
Would 4 out of 5 dentists recommend it?
No, but
4 out of 5 Kuatoa.
4 out of 5 Kuatoa.
Would this? I mean, give me a little bit more. Trident's cool and all. Are we talking like a frog spear? Are we talking like a gig? Are we talking like Aquaman's trident? Are we talking like, what?
It would have to be a frog spear. Isn't that where he became the Blibdu pull-ups? Was frog spear?
Yeah, the name of the river, is known as the Trident, or by the residents they call it the frog spear because it's not quite as mighty as everyone else perceives it to be. So yeah,
just like Tug. That's perfect.
No, it's like a.
I mean, would it be like a ceremonial thing for you? Would it be your main like weapon? Like what are we talking here?
I mean, it would basically be with me at all times. Like you think, oh, there's Tug Blibdu Pull-Up and his trident.
Would it attach to your claw, or you just have zero hands at that point?
I hold it with my claw. It's a trident made for me. I mean, it's obviously a magical trident that I have no problems wielding with claw hands.
So it has like a big like padded area for your claw to grab it.
And people would say, "Look how tridently he looks." Oh,
exactly.
And
it would be a humble trident. It's not like gold plated or anything. It kind of has like the texture of a shell, and the points are jagged, but they're definitely sharp and.
Okay. That's not a
encrusted
bad idea.
with diamond.
No, that's the thing, right? Like, so there's a crustacean, right, that is actually harder than diamond. So I mean that could be pretty deadly.
Like see what I mean?
Yeah.
See what I mean?
It's not a bad
and
idea.
it's got like powers. I don't know what powers they are, but like they,
the power to instantly bake bread. It's a pretty good one.
You just point the trident at whatever you
unbaked
want
bread.
Bakes the bread. That's like some sort of like King Neptune SpongeBob ability. He just like zaps the bread.
It's not so much that like the trident itself has a specific power as more as it enhances my powers, like it just anything I can it
compensator.
I mean that's fine. That's
anything
not really...
I can do better.
Okay, last question before we move on from you, Josh. What would you name this tridently trident? Because all good weapons have a name.
3 spear.
All right. 3 spear it is.
Three prong is better.
3 pointy thing. Kobe, how about Billy? What is Billy's ideal treasure?
He'd want the Gauntlet of Helm.
Oh.
Yeah. That kind of just solidifies me as like, the Great High Priest Gnome. So.
What would you
First
do
in command.
with such I mean, would you just go ahead and establish yourself as, the Pope of Helm, essentially?
Essentially, yeah. I would become the Pope of the Church of Helm. And, I would have plenty of orders for everybody. So that would be my ultimate gift that Helm would give to me because I'm his number one follower.
In your mind, so I guess in my mind, Helm's gauntlet is rather large because he's a god.
Oh, it would shrink. It shrinks.
Okay,
to size.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. So,
or he would make a smaller one just for me to have. It's a matching set.
Would you wear it on your right hand or your left hand?
Oh, he would have it, probably in his right hand. Yeah, have it in my right hand.
Do you think that the
because that would make me the right hand of
the
Helm.
right hand, gotcha. Do you think
Yeah.
your other hand would get jealous?
No, because I would still have Tyrell's hand to talk to.
Well,
That
that I
gives me
guess
two.
when I
That
said
gives me.
other
I still have.
hand,
I still have two left hands.
right? When I said other hand, I was more specifically talking about Tyrell's hand with the eye pushed into its center. Would it, do you think it would get jealous?
I would probably find other uses for that. It's still there's still other things I can do with that hand. But for right now, because I've set it up like the Gauntlet of Helm, because I got the hand and it's got the little eye in the middle.
You're preparing for some sort of like a ritual where you sacrifice Tyrell's hand for the Gauntlet.
If I could do that right now and get the Gauntlet, I would 100% stab time. So
when Helm was speaking through you, would you do like a finger puppet hand with the Gauntlet and be like, "This is Helm speaking through me," and then move the Gauntlet like it was talking?
I haven't thought of that before. When the power of Helm hits you, you never know what you're going to do. That's what I always tell everybody. You got to be prepared, and there's no one right answer.
All right. I like that answer. That's a good one. And then, Tyrell, I've given you the most amount of time because I feel like this answer is like right up your alley because you're an artificer. You're all about items. You're all about making items. I gave you the most time to think about it. So, Jared, what is Tyrell's ultimate treasure, or does he already own it? Is the magic rope the peak, the pinnacle, the zenith of your goals in life, or is there something greater? Is there a longer rope, maybe?
It's kind of like the question actually turns into a bit of what do you ask the genie to get more wishes? You ask for more wishes or whatnot. So I really think back to this recurring lucid dream that Tyrell has, where he finds himself in a world of curses and thieves, people running around murdering each other in a very obviously different time period. Tyrell was always, hiding behind buckets or barrels or whatever he can, so he doesn't think that anyone's seen him. But what he's noticed is he's been in the background there while there's magnificent sword fights, ship battles, and treasure seeking going on. He's actually noticed that this Jack character, he's got a small box that has this ability to show its user exactly the direction to travel to reach the most desired item. And that's something Tyrell would love to get his.
Interesting. So you're looking for an item that would direct you towards other items.
Correct. And the reason being is Tyrell is still he's kind of forgot about it. He's been in the Force so long. It's almost like he's lived an entire lifetime out here. But he's starting to remember some things after his last dream, maybe. Really his purpose is to find the truth of the universe, and he's been told that there's 7 total items out in the world that will help him find that door to the answers. He has the
wondrous items, like
yeah.
Do you know what those items are, or would you have to find them and discover them first?
Not sure what. He's not even sure which one's what. That's why having this box would help a lot and being able to figure out.
Does this box have a name, or is it?
Google Map.
So your plan is to put some sort of information relay devices on the outer fringes of the crystal sphere of Paludaria that bounce back information to this box like some sort of dragon radar.
Yes, this is literally, yeah.
Okay. Is there a specific corporation that makes this? Maybe they specialize in other kinds of capsules and things.
I believe it's the East India Trading Company.
Oh, that box.
I thought it was Team Rocket.
I understand now. Okay. So you know that a trading company currently has it in their possession, and you intend to reclaim it from them.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. See? important backstory things are being filled in. Well, that concludes the fun fact segment. So that will then bring us to our session. I will screen share Tabletop Simulator for you guys. And we will pick up where we left off last time, which was you guys had just crossed the threshold of the Dryad's tree. You guys sort of linked up with Tony to the chagrin or favor of whoever's in your party. But he's part of your group, early initiate, very early initiate, as in still has 99 following tasks to complete before he's even considered.
Sorry, I need to interrupt. He has to do 99 quests. 99 quests equals 1 trial. He has to complete 99 trials to apply for an application.
So he is, yes, the earliest form of
That's what we agreed
applicant
to.
you could
Yes.
possibly be to. Yes, and I mean, Tony's a good sport. He would have agreed to anything just to be with you guys. He loves you that much. He doesn't need you to reciprocate it, but you guys know that according to your map, the very next thing on your map is going to be the mountain. The mountain where you originally ran into Palm, the one that's kind of off the beaten trail a little bit, the abandoned dwarven ruins that you guys ran into Vodrusk Daru or David or whoever it is that Ranger Steve calls him. Derek, yes. Derek, Daruk, Vardrusk Daru, whatever you want to call him. The Archlich that tasked you guys with...
Archbitch.
Oh, don't let him hear you say that. But
What, is he going to get out of his vial?
Well,
Yeah,
so that's the thing, right? He respawns at his phylactery. He doesn't respawn in his phylactery, which is currently being kept in the vault of where the Green Dragon or Emerald Dragon resides.
Yeah.
So you guys are
We gotta
headed to
figure
the
all that
Emerald
stuff out.
Dragon's Mountain. Would you like to proceed to the Emerald Dragon's Mountain, or would you like to do anything else before we kick off this journey? You are currently on the same 12 gnome wide trail that you were previously.
I want to go back.
Want to go back?
Want to go get that? Want to go check out that armor?
Yeah, we're
You're a
Tug,
robot,
you got-
Harry.
Doug, you need to adjust your mask a little bit. You got a little bit of water trapped in there still, but I think you were saying you wanted to go back to that knight and get the shovel, the sword, and steal his armor. I'll take that blib as a yes. Okay.
I think I heard him say that he wants to give the sword to Tyrell.
That would be very useless.
Ranger Steve would probably.
I did not. Can you hear me?
Yep.
I did not want to give this sword to Tyrell. I like Tyrell. I like Tyrell.
I'll take it.
All
Not
right.
that much.
So
Anything he wants you to
Ranger
have.
Steve it is then. All right. So we're going back to give the sword to Ranger Steve. So you guys immediately turn around and you are yet again met with the enormous tree of the Dryad.
Tug, scoot in front of us. You're the ugliest.
Yeah, I just like flaunt my stuff. I mean, if a man can strut, I am strutting hard.
Dum-dum-dum.
You are beyond a man. You are a crustacean humanoid with a fine pair of breasts, and you strut your stuff. You walk right up to that tree, and you can see that the Dryad wants no part of the abomination that you are. So you guys can walk right past the giant tree in the middle of the road. You make
Where's
your
it
way.
at?
Wow. He saved us with his ugliness.
You guys make your way down. You all kind of fall in a pile. Back
Just
at
Tyrell.
Tyrell's just doing flips. Back at the bridge. So you can see from across the bridge, the
Is he still
armor
dead?
of the Death Knight has not moved from where you last left him.
Do we see any green glowing stuff?
You do not see any green glow from him. You do see the glow of many different will-o-wisps.
Tony, task number 2, keep the will-o-wisps all away from us.
Can do, good buddy. And you know from last time you ran into Tony that his positive aura keeps all of these things that feed on dread and despair a good distance away
I'm
from
gonna
you guys.
walk with Tony. I put my arm around Tony, and I'm just walking with him.
Oh, buddy, where are we going? Do you want to skip?
Yeah, fucking right, I do. Good lord.
Right on you, brother. Let's
I just
go.
turn around and stare at Ranger. I'm just
I'm gonna wink back.
I mean, I'll cross with them, but I'm not skipping because Tony's skipping.
Oh,
That-
so
that does not-
you are going with them then, Billy?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna go too.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
we'll go with them, but I'm not gonna skip.
Tyrell, this is Dan. Are you going to stay back in your miserable state that you usually are in, or are you where? Are you still on the
No.
other side of the tree? Did we forget you back there?
No, I'm right there with everybody.
gonna-
I'm last, but
You gonna go with them?
mhm.
Okay. All right. So
Mhm.
everybody's going along. It seems like Blibdoo, Poolip, and Tony are the only ones skipping, but everybody makes their way over to the Death Knight. You guys make it over to the Death Knight, keeping the will-o-wisps at bay. The ones that were sort of floating around the corpse of the Death Knight scurry away. And all that is left is the overgrowth of the Death Knight, all the stuff sort of sticking out of the joints and the exposed portions of the armor. He's been essentially faceted to the end of the sort of pillar on the edge of the bridge. And you can see...
I want to try to work on taking his left gauntlet.
Okay. How are you going to go about doing
You
that?
don't have.
I'm taking my dagger out and just jamming in wherever and trying to pull.
All right, you jab your dagger in there, and you know it's a good stabbing weapon because you've stabbed a lot of people with this dagger. But when you go to stab the wood where you would normally expect like some chips or scratches or something, you notice that your dagger has no effect.
Oh. Who has a magic axe?
Dude.
Does he try to duplicate the act?
Can you disconnect and reconnect real quick, Josh?
Or take your helmet off and put it back on? If you want.
Just disconnect from Discord and reconnect real quick. We'll see if that resets things.
So I guess we can try Josh's axe or Tug's axe. I think he was asking Tyrell if he could duplicate the axe.
Is that better?
That is
Yes.
better, but you never disconnected on our end.
Oh, well, I thought I did. Who can anyone duplicate the axe? Hello.
Tyrell, can you duplicate
I heard
the
you,
axe?
but I'm not going to answer for someone.
I don't know if it would duplicate the magical properties, but
Yeah.
he might be able to.
I'm unaware. I mean, Artificer may be able to do that, but I'm not sure. But
Okay.
to Ranger Steve's
You're-
point, it would keep.
It's okay if you're not skilled enough. That's okay.
Yeah.
I think in the gameplay alone, he can only duplicate specific items, correct? I don't think it can just be any item.
Yeah.
You
Hey,
can try
well,
and duplicate it. I'm not going to tell you not to duplicate it.
I don't even know what that means.
Duplicate?
Okay, I know.
Hey, Ranger Steve, while he's working with his helmet, can you take the axe off his back and just go chopping at these bits of wood here?
Do it to it, Lars.
All right, so you're going to try and take the axe off of Tug's person. You're going to reach in the bag of holding because I assume that's where he keeps it.
Wait, what?
Well, I
No.
mean, If he wants me to take a whack at it, I'll have it. But if he doesn't want me to, then I'm not gonna take it.
Yeah, no, you're the strongest out of all of us. If anyone needs to do the chopping, it needs to be you. But
That's a true leader.
I don't. I just thought it like I have the spell Magic Weapon, but I don't know if that would do us any good. I mean, I touch a non-magical weapon, and until the spell ends, that weapon becomes magical. I don't see how that's going to help us cut the wood, though.
So
We tried fire on it or anything? Could we like light him on fire and see if it burns?
I thought about that, but I didn't want to take the chance of burning up anything. I mean, if we light the whole thing on fire, it could burn the.
Tug, could you try to just chop the left gauntlet off for me, or Ranger Steve chop the left gauntlet off for me? I need to see if it's a fit for Tyrell's hand.
So back to the stuff that matters. I mean, Ranger, I will let you borrow the axe to try to, if you're willing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give it a go.
Yeah, I will hand my axe to Ranger.
All right.
And see any damage faster than I do.
Ranger Steve, Billy's giving you some direction on what he wants, but nobody else has said what exactly you're chopping at. So what are you hacking at here?
All right, it's morphin' time.
All right.
Take the axe.
You morph into your oak flesh armor. Take the axe from Tug. Raise it over your head, and what you chopping?
His left hand.
All right.
Where the armor separates from the forearm armor to the left arm.
Right in the inside of his elbow, essentially.
Yeah.
All right, give me a D20 roll. No modifiers, just D20.
13.
All right. Take a good hunk right out of it. You chop it. It doesn't go all the way through in the first chop, but you can see a good wedge come out of it. Based on the cut you've just made, you'd say probably 4 more swings of this, and you'd get it severed from it.
Okay, I'm going to keep going until it's severed.
All right. You take 4 big hacks at it, all precise, one after the other, and the arm sort of dislodges from the elbow. The gauntlet is freed. You can see the hand is still holding on to the shovel that's been overgrown onto the knee. So there's still one point of contact, which is the hand itself on the shovel.
Could you free the sword for me, please?
Yep, let me get this hand first.
Maybe you could put your axe underneath her and wedge it out, or at the wood parts there.
Okay, I want to wedge it to like in between, separate it.
Where are you wedging this? Like trying to get it underneath the hand, or like? What?
Yeah, where it's connected by the wood. So the point to free it up, I'm gonna kind of.
So you kind of had to step around to the side here, and his shield is blocking it, but you can push it in there and try and wedge it out. You can do your best, but it's not gonna. It's gonna take a lot more than the hacks. With the 4 swings that you took, you had a full range of movement and good hits on it. But this doesn't seem like it's gonna work.
Yep, I'm gonna pull out my decanter of endless water and set it to geyser right to the back side of the axe.
Okay, so you're just gonna
full blast to that, just full blast right to the back of it to sort of try and hammer it.
Yeah, so you notice that initially it seems like it's got a good push on it, but over time it doesn't seem to push the axe any deeper. So you have a little bit of an edge here, but it's not a ton. If anything, it's made your grip on the axe a little bit harder. The backsplash of the water off of the Death Knight has made your grip a little weak.
Okay, I'm gonna say "Gee, dang it" and stomp on the ground.
Well, do it. Don't just say you're gonna do it.
And just walk away.
All right, so you leave the axe wedged in there.
I'm gonna go pull on the shovel, see if I can give it a big tug and pull the arm off with it.
So you give the shovel a big tug, and you notice that it's overgrown at both the knees and the other left arm.
Look, I'm the only big
hand.
tug we need around here. Okay, let's just get this.
Ranger Steve, can you just cut this shovel and see if we can't just pull that gauntlet out of here? I think Tyrell's hand is going to look really good in that gauntlet.
No, let's not damage the shovel. It's got magical properties. Why don't we?
Okay.
Why don't we go about this in a let's free the things the right way.
Like we freed the people of the Trident?
So Tony kind of pipes up and says, "Gosh, guys, I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer here, but are we desecrating a corpse?"
No, it's not a corpse.
Yeah,
it was a reanimated suit of armor.
Yeah.
Because it sure seems like someone used to own that armor, and all I'm saying is, if I died and all that was left of me was this cool armor, I wouldn't want somebody to really mess with it, but I guess if they really need what's on the person, that justifies the ends, or the means.
Alright, I don't want to touch anything on that armor then.
I've lost interest after not being able to get the gauntlet. I just really want that left gauntlet for my left Tyrell hand.
So can we?
Have you tried to ask it if you can have?
You want to ask the Death Knight if you can have?
Well, I don't think I really want anything. But it sounds like Tug wants. I don't know if Tug's just simply asked if he can have it.
I mean, can I inspect the armor closer? Can I look for skeleton and remains and?
Yeah. So you inspect closer. I don't even need a D20 roll. Through the vines and the overgrown sort of Lambros forest that has grown up into this, and the fungus and everything, even through all of that, you can see that there is indeed a skeleton underneath all of this.
Do I have any insight on can I study this armor? Have any idea of where it came from, or?
So this armor looks very ancient. You're surprised it hasn't rusted more. I mean, there's definitely some age to it, but this armor is not something that you've seen out in your world. This is something that you would see in the most old, traditional, most ceremonial of guards wear, and even then, theirs would have just been an imitation of what you clearly see on this Death Knight. The closest thing you've ever seen to this armor before belongs to the field of rotting corpses outside of Edgewood.
Okay. Okay.
We could give Tony his third quest here. To try to take the sword out and hand it to.
I'm ready for it.
Okay, Tony. Tony, do you know anything about this armor, the markings and the way it's made, and do you know any history of this?
Boy, I'm no history expert, but it sure does look old, doesn't it?
Do you know a way of removing the sword and shield and shovel?
Well, it seems like your axe did a pretty good job. Have you tried tugging on the handle? I mean, it's in a scabbard, so maybe if we just freed up the section around the sword, we could pull it free.
Yeah, I mean,
it doesn't really look like he's using it.
Yeah.
You just said we shouldn't desecrate it.
Look, I said ends justify the means, right? While I don't like desecrating a corpse as much as the next person, if I was dead, now that I've thought about it, if someone, unfortunate adventurer came past my corpse and was like, "You have what I need to survive," I'd happily give it to him, even if I had no say in the matter.
Yeah, Tony, those artificial limbs, they weren't yours to begin with, but you found them.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Ranger Steve, do you want to try to, loosen up that sword, and we'll let Tony try to give it a pull out of there, and that will be his quest number 3.
I mean, I really think we
It's
should
just like
focus.
the stories. The person who pulls out the sword it's meant to wield it.
No, I
No,
really
but you would have
like
to give it
that
up. That's
first.
part of the quest.
You want me to
Ranger.
try and pull out the sword? That means you think I'm worthy. Oh,
Of
please give
giving
me a
it to Ranger
chance.
Steve.
Please give me a chance to pull out the sword.
Wait, the sword. I want the sword.
Okay, Tug, then you try to pull it out. You want
Well,
Ranger Steve to hack at it a little bit around the area?
if
Loosen
Ranger,
it up.
there should be hack marks. Can I even see where I've been hacking at it, or is it already grown?
So your mage hand has been working away at trying to free sort of the surrounding area. So you can see that a lot of it, obviously because it's under his arm, was overgrown quite a bit. You can at least see now, the make of the handle, the skulls on the handle. You've got an idea of what this sword hilt looks like. You can grasp it without having any of the vines on it, but you can see that obviously there's still some around the base. Like it's not completely free. A good tug could free it, but you don't know until you try.
Well, it's a good thing that I know a good tug. So I'm gonna walk up to it and just ask, "Oh, great armor, if you would release the sword, it would help my companions, and maybe we'd have an understanding of where we're at." And I'm gonna try to pull the sword free.
So you sort of pause, waiting for some sort of response, and all you really get is the wind blowing. But you proceed to take your hands and put them on the sword hilt, and go ahead and give me a d20 strength roll.
Oh yeah, that's not gonna get it done. So that's a 9.
All right, you grasp it first with your claw hand, second with your other hand. You sort of brace yourself. You get in like a strong, masculine, heroic pose, and you go to pull this thing. You grunt and you twist, and it just doesn't budge.
Hey Ranger, do you think you could maybe give me a couple good whacks here?
Sure.
Thank you.
Where are you swinging?
Try to get the sword out, so I guess wherever it looks like it's gonna free it up the best.
All right. It's going to be quite the hack, so go ahead and give me a d20 dexterity.
$18.
All right, you hack at it, and you can see it kind of shake loose, maybe a little bit, but there's still a fair amount of overgrowth on the crossbar of the hilt. But you feel like with the hacks you've given it, it would be a lot more likely to be pulled from its scabbard this time.
Give it a go, Tug.
All right, I'm gonna give it another good tug is what I'm going for.
I'm kind of digging around in my bag, ready to do something whenever he tries again.
Okay, give me another d20 roll.
20. Woo!
All right. This time you take the same pose. This time you also hike up a leg, sort of put it on the pedestal of the bridge. You heave, you hoe, you feel the branches start to give way, and you pull the sword free of its scabbard. I need you to make a DC Constitution saving throw.
Great.
Okay, well I got a 9 plus 1 for my wand, so I got a 10.
All right.
Wait, why does your wand give you a +1?
I have a What's the name of the freaking wand? Oh no, I have the Stone of Luck.
The
I'm
Stone
sorry.
of Luck does help you, yeah, there.
And wait, I may need to look. I think I get something else on saving throws. What did you say it was a?
You're proficient in the
Constitution.
No, I'm not. No, I just feel like for some reason one of my
That's the only other one, unless you have another item.
ability.
Sure he does.
Tuned to, or something like that.
So what's your roll? It was at a 9. What is it
Uh,
now?
It's a 10. It's
Okay.
a 10. Unless I use Tides of Chaos.
You're not gonna like this.
Use that.
You get portaled into another dimension because that's
So-
what happens when we don't check stuff.
As you triumphantly, Skywalker, hold this sword up in the air after pulling it from its scabbard, you feel a surge of power, but the power doesn't enter you, but exits from your body and enters the sword. You take 8 damage permanently to your overall HP.
Oh, okay.
That's
Okay.
not as bad as what I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Permanent HP loss is pretty big.
Well, so Tug and I actually have some already, so we have a -5 from that witch.
But
So he has minus 13 permanent damage.
Josh, I will send you the front side of this card, but you will not know the effects of this card until you attune to it, this weapon. You always get the stuff you gotta attune to.
Was it 5 or what was it?
8.
Eight.
8 points permanently.
So that's minus 13 overall to your health.
But I've sent you the front side of the card.
I'd like
Clearly,
to go
this
ahead
is a powerful weapon. Go ahead. Sorry, Tyrell. What's up?
I found I thought about doing some replicating so I can pretend to really be an artificer, and I'd actually like to make a wand of magic detection.
Okay.
I know some people may have the spell, but it'd be handy just to have the actual wand.
What do you
I don't
need to construct such a wand?
What?
What do you need to construct such a wand?
It doesn't say anything specifically, so what my ask here is I don't have any limbs, apparently, at least in the wood family.
Oh, I have a limb.
Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. I'm thinking maybe what's just kind of funny because it may actually be still that type of limb, but just decayed because I've got a bunch of bones. I was wondering if I could make me a bone wand of magic detection.
You could indeed.
Tony, we're going to need one of your bones. This is your third trial since Tug took the sword and not you.
He does. Yeah, he does have a peg leg. I mean, that's probably wand shaped.
I've got plenty of bones in my bag. It's okay, Tony.
If you want to use a bone, that's fine. But I've also got both my legs. I haven't quite been lucky enough to get an arm just yet, at least a prosthetic one. But if you need one of my legs for a wand, although it be rather unwieldy, you're welcome to use it.
He doesn't need it, Tony. Just ignore him.
So I make the magic bone of wand detection.
You make the bone of wand detection.
Magic bone. Wow, I'm a really good artificer. Do I need to try again? Did I waste a bone?
I'd say you now have a bone of wand detection, yes.
Okay. Then now I use another bone and make it a... Oh my god. A bone...
Wand of magic detection.
Detection?
Yes, so... With your bone of wand detection, you use it to cast and make another bone into a bone wand of magic detection.
Oh, see, that's what I needed.
And now you have 2 wands, both made of bone, but one that detects wands and the other one that detects magic. They both sort of
is the first one
hum
is it detecting
next to each
anything?
other. Yes, they detect wands on Tug's person. They detect wands in Tyrell's other hand. That's about all that it's picking up. But the sword is magic. You guys, obviously are holding multiple magic items. It has a fair sort of blip. We'll say that it sounds like someone's teeth chattering when it is hovering over, like a Geiger counter, the wands. So write that down, Tyrell.
Tug, well, you don't look so good after picking up that sword. Do we want to continue and try to grab everything else?
Yes.
Grab everything else? Like what else?
You go first.
Can I pull up my Elder Shard on a leather cord to see if I can see through the armor, if anything's embedded besides bone in there?
This is like your magic fishing rod thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can see the skeleton inside, but there's nothing embedded. There's no gems or jewels or possessions. It's literally the armor, the skeleton, the things on the exterior, and then the overgrowth.
Could I use the crystal ball of true sight and just take a gander, see if I see anything?
Yep. So you can see farther. You can see into the graves and everything. You see more skeletons underneath the ground, but you don't see anything else of value either. The same as Ranger Steve saw, essentially.
Well, guys, do you think the shield and shovel are worth getting, or
no?
Hey, use your sword and see if you can cut off the left hand like Billy wants. Maybe it does something different.
I'm not attuned to the sword yet,
so you can't swing it.
He can try.
It already took 8 HP. I'm kind of a little leery of it.
But it would be a good idea to get the rest of this stuff, because the rest of the stuff will be fine.
I mean, we know the magic axe.
While you guys deliberate this, I'm going to use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back.
So what are the options here? That Steve just starts swinging away until we chip every bit of this away, and everyone tries to grab something off of it, or do we have Tony just grab everything and see if he loses health?
But then if he transfer it to us, it might be the same thing,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and he might not tell us he lost health because he gave his soul to a demon, and he may not actually. That might be one of the things, is he doesn't feel like a loss of life. That's why he has so many lost limbs, and is so happy.
What is everyone wanting? Like, I'm not going to carry a big shield. I don't think any of you guys want to carry a big shield.
I really don't want any of it, unless the gauntlet's more just for fun, to pretend like I have the helm, the gauntlet of hell.
I think the sword was the important part. I don't think anything else is.
That's all I was worried about. Is I just thought the sword was going to be one of these magical 8 swords or something. I
imagine it is. Yeah.
It probably is. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we can just put that. We can put that in the bag of holding, or Tug, you can keep it on your person. That way, no one else touches it. Because if we touch it, we all might lose health. But as long as you're the one wielding it, you can take the time to attune to it and see what it does later. But yeah, I don't want anything off this dude.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I don't know. If we're trying to fight the dragon, I think the sword could potentially be a big help. Potentially, the shield could be if someone would wield it, but it doesn't sound like any of us want to.
Well, it's too small for me to wield. Everything here is too small for me to wield. Tug only has one arm to wield something. Wielding something with the claws can be kind of ridiculous. So it's between you and Ranger Steve.
Yeah, I'm not a tank. I definitely can't. It's not gonna multifaceted. I can't take the risk of losing health to go into the shield if that's what it does, and I don't.
Could you make the shield forever like float, like have it be something that just sticks behind you and then goes out in front of you to block arrows? Is that something an artificer could do? Have it float around him?
All right. Did you guys hack this thing to bits while I was away?
We have not.
Did.
We've deliberated.
Sounds like there's some discrepancies.
God damn it!
Yeah, no, we hacked it all up and got everything. So basically,
All right. So everybody, go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw.
Well, we
We
have
didn't
not done
We
that.
didn't do that.
Oh, okay.
You can go back and listen. We all said no.
So, do we want the shield or don't want the shield? Hey, it's up to Tyrell.
Do you want to inspect the shield? I can tell you a little bit more about it if you'd like.
We have a wand of we have a bone of wand detection. Can we try that on there?
We can see if there's any wands.
So you hold your bone of wand detection on the shield, and you notice that while there are no wands, the wood may be good for making a wand.
I mean, guys, I think we have an opportunity here. It may be boring, but we really ought to try to hack this stuff up and see if we can. I mean, we've never seen anything like this.
Okay, well, I'll take a couple
Except on
steps
the
back and
edge
let
of Edgewood outside with the rotting corpses.
yeah, I'll take a few steps back and let Ranger Steve hack away if that's what he wants to do.
If this is going to take longer than 15 minutes, then I'm gonna bail down the road.
Based on the cuts you've already made, you can tell this is going to take longer than 15 minutes.
All right, so
Ranger Steve is slowly creeping towards.
I'm gonna follow Ranger Steve.
Yeah, well, he's got to give me my axe back. So
it's
Throw
still
it in the lake.
I already did that once, and something scary happened.
We'll just keep walking. He'll want his axe back.
I'm gonna whistle.
You see Tony kind of perk up. Yeah.
No, go.
Where?
We don't love you. Go.
What?
Tony, do you have anything to hold water with?
My mouth?
I'm gonna pull the geyser out.
He just kind of looks with a happy expression, like, yeah.
Just kidding.
okay,
Oh.
so the axe is still lodged into the one guy.
Yep.
I guess I'm gonna try to hack the shield off of him.
Okay. Where exactly? What's your plan of attack here?
Well, where's the biggest vine that's holding the shield?
You can tell there's a large section that is grown into his back, like a manhole cover sized disc.
I bet that would be the hardest thing to get out.
I'm gonna hack right there.
Give me a D20 roll. No modifiers.
A 9. What the fuck? Does this die like
You take a swing, and you are a little bit off, and you cut into the shield with your axe.
Oh, you're damaging it, Tug.
With the cut that you've made, you can tell that this wood is no different from any other coffin lid.
Great. You guys want to try and set on fire and step back and see what happens?
I think that would be good to, let this bones rest in peace.
Tyrell started the fire. Death Knight was burning. We were all returning. Tyrell started the fire. Tyrell, start the fire.
I was going to say, Tyrell, do you feel compelled?
Maybe more Viking, like we could step over the
pier,
water, then
pyre,
just shoot a bow.
A pier?
Fire.
Yeah, pyre.
We could even shoot it from a very far distance away with an arrow that's on fire.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It's up to you guys.
Tony, we could light one of your limbs and you run and set it on fire.
It would be a noble responsibility.
I'm gonna put the axe back in the bag of holding.
All right.
And then I'm gonna step back, and I'm gonna cast firebolt at the armor.
Jump away, beyond the water.
All right, give me a D20 roll. You guys separate yourselves as much as possible.
16.
17.
Do I get a? Is that with a dexterity advantage?
Wait, you didn't have to roll to move.
Oh, why'd you? Oh, you're.
He moved very.
I was so.
He was dancing around me. I was wondering why he was moving so crazy. But he was trying not to step on my toes. I can tell. So,
What'd you get, Tug?
17, unnatural 20. It's
Alright,
actually even higher than that.
So you
I'm sure that's high enough.
you break the armor class of the structure. You throw firebolt out. You see it arc out from your fingers. You aim at a section of the shield because that's sort of the most soft, the most normal material that you're running into. And you see the shield sort of singe and the embers sort of start to spread as the shield is glowing and catching fire. The paper note on the inside of the shield bursts into flame and sort of withers away faster. You see some of the lesser fungi and weeds burn away, but you can tell through the flames that the sort of growth from Lambros that has come up from underneath remains. Like all the cloth, sort of waistcloth and everything on the Death Knight is burning, but you can see the armor is intact, and a majority of the overgrowth of Lambros does not burn. The flames sort of get real bright there for a minute and then subside, and you can see the slight glow of the armor from it being heated, but not enough to really cause any damage to it, and it still retains its stance, its pose.
So, what about trying to free the shovel?
Oh God.
Tug or not, old
Do
bud, I think you've given him a proper burial.
Well, I sent him away in flames. He should be. That's how people used to do things.
Don't you think he'd want to be buried with the shovel, though?
I mean, we could free the shovel and then bury him.
I kind of like him as a statue, personally. It's like a monument.
okay.
Yeah, but people are pulling statues down all over the place lately. It's kind of the thing to do.
Tug, are you Are you trying to grab the shovel, or are we going on our way to the dragon?
I guess if everybody's ready to go, I got the sword. I'm going to be happy.
I just think it's probably just a normal shovel.
I mean, the Death Knight carries it around quite religiously. I would think there might be some value to it.
Well, then, are you going to try to pull it out or not?
No, you guys all want to go. I'm not going to hold everybody up. Let's go. Let's go.
You're the one
I'll
talking
give you-
about all these people tearing down statues. Does that
I'll
make
give
you one of
5
them?
hacks. We'll give you 5 hacks. And if it looks like you're like 30 hacks away from it, then we're gonna bounce.
Well, then I'm gonna give it a good hack to get the shovel.
All right. Give me a D20 strength roll. Where are you hacking? Where's...
19. The biggest the biggest vine holds it down right now. I want to get the big stuff first.
Right, that's right at the knees. So take a big chunk out of the right knee. Take off some of the fingers with it.
Alrighty, that's one.
Does any of the aura of the Death Knight appear to be coming back at all? Like as the forest is starting to free from him?
There's no green glow, but you guys notice that the will-o-wisps are starting to encroach a little bit more. Even with Tony's cheerful nature, you maybe get the sense that his cheerful nature is being diminished the more you defile this.
Not Tony.
Okay, well, I got another hack in me, so I'm gonna
give me another D20 strength roll.
15.
All right, you take another hunk out of it. You can tell it's about halfway there.
Okay.
Halfway
What are the
there is
willow?
in on the right knee. It's halfway there. Still connected at the other hand.
And before he does another thing, how do the will-o-wisps look? And how does Tony's positivity?
Tony still has a smile on his face, but it's not quite as big a smile as it used to be. The will-o-wisps are encroaching farther.
Can I strategically move away from any will-o-wisps near me?
Yep. So you guys, if you'd like to move down the trail, you can.
Yeah,
Yeah, I still want to be in sight, within sight and sound.
Sure, you're within sight and sound. Yeah.
Okay, I just want to be away from will-o-wisps.
I'm doing the same.
All right, Tyrell, you're not quite as far as the others, but
Did Tony move away?
Tony's still right here with you. He's here, do or die. He's not going anywhere.
Well, Tony, what's your what do you see wrong with this? Why it's obviously upsetting you?
Well, buddy, we already took his sword, and people get buried with their possessions all the time, and maybe after we gave him a nice pyre burning, that whatever is left over should maybe just stay with him. I don't know. I just what do you need his shovel for?
Well, I mean, this is obviously somebody who was extremely powerful.
But is power always the end goal? Aren't there things better than power, like friendship and love?
Yeah, but I have your friendship and the love of my people, so now I need power.
If you really need power that bad, I'm here for you.
How confident? How much length is it from where Tyrell is right now to Tony?
Like Tug is on. Oh wait, Tyrell to Tony? You to Tony?
Yeah.
Why didn't you say me? Not. You're across the bridge essentially. So, I don't know. About
I'm
60 gnomes.
Ooh, that's.
Oh.
I'm gonna put the axe up, and I'm gonna leave, and I'm gonna head on down the path. And
As soon as you put the axe up, you see the will-o-wisp sort of rear back as Tony sort of lets out a sigh of relief.
and then I'm gonna go strut my stuff in front of the tree, and so everybody can get past, and just keep on keeping on down the trail once everyone's past the tree.
All right. So you guys do exactly that. You make your way past the Dryad's tree.
Unless, is anybody wanting to try to talk to the Dryad about the water, or you guys good?
No, we don't need it. I wasn't planning on saving what's his face anyways.
I just really don't think any of us would get out of it. If she gets you up in that tree and she starts sexing you up, I think you're gone.
I mean, what if I just went up there?
I mean, she could have been lying. She could just know where it's at. If you walk up there, she ain't gonna tell you. She's gonna run away.
Well, I mean, if she had it up in the tree, though.
Can anybody become invisible?
Yeah.
I can't.
Tyrell said yes.
Tyrell, do you want to try to go up the tree?
She did
If
have
not,
a
we'll just
certain
keep going
affinity
on.
for Tyrell.
Yeah, I feel like she might see me even if I'm not visibly.
Okay. Well, I mean, our main mission is to, go find Derek. Daruk stuck in the dragon's den. We got to go find him, get his vase out of there, and skedaddle and get that book for Tyrell. So, that's our main mission.
Yeah, I'm more interested in that.
All right.
Pitter patter.
So you guys
Let's
head
get at her.
down the trail. You come across the same sort of stone off to the left where the trail offshoots. You can see that the forest has become rather verdant. Things are grown beyond the size which they normally are, especially in the dangerous sort of category. Ranger Steve, you notice a lot of the poisonous or more deadly flora has become more menacing over just the regular overgrowth, which is a pretty good sign that you guys are headed in the right direction. You guys come up to the pathway, you follow it along. You see the same sort of hill cliffside that jumps up out of the forest, but this time where you saw the dwarven ruins before, you see these same dwarven ruins, but there are giant sort of scratches in the stone. These scratches, you can only imagine, are from the Emerald Dragon sort of scaling the front of this cliff number of times to enter its lair, or what it's claimed as its lair. Would you guys like to climb up and proceed where you can only assume the foolish stubborn door is going to be, or how would you like to go about this here?
So we're at these kind of ruins.
Yeah, so you're
We're-
on the
we're up next to these
trail
pillars.
leading up to, the scratched sort of stone cave, so to speak, that leads up to the gateway. So how would you like to proceed? You can climb up the stone. I mean, it's not impassable by any means. It's rather climbable. But I don't know if one person wants to go and check it out first, or...
Are there any big trees nearby?
Yeah, I mean, there's a fair amount of trees on either side of the trail.
Can I just go? I'm gonna go climb up this tree right here, and so I'm just gonna walk vertically up the tree.
Yeah, so you take your slippers of spider walking, and you just kind of nonchalantly, like, do right up the tree trunk.
Let me know when I get to the top if I can, see anything better.
All right, you are at the top. You can kind of see over the cliff, so that the tree at the very peak is about the height of the sort of flat surface at the top, right? And where you know last time you encountered this, the doors were closed. You can see all three sets of the doors are open. So the foolish stubborn door you encountered last time with the 3 stages of the puzzle, even the skulls and the pikes and everything, those are completely gone. The doors are wide open. The cave entrance is open. There's no sign of danger or sentries or the dragon itself, aside from the scratch sort of claw marks on the mountain.
Okay, I'm gonna go back down to the group.
All right, you make it down the tree.
Guys, it looks like it did before, but it's all opened up. There's no skulls or anything, and I didn't see any danger. So I think we're good to go. Ranger Steve, how long does your stealth last? That stealth spell?
1 hour and can be reset with sleep or half sleep, whatever it's called.
Okay. Do we want to
short term, long term? Yeah.
Do we want to get close up there and then you cast that spell on all of us and we try to enter the dungeon? Or do we want to cast it now?
Can you cast on multiple people, or is it just one person?
Anybody inside that I choose inside 20 foot.
Okay.
So it's up to you if you want to cast it now or if we want to wait till we get up to those doors.
I'd say, I guess, maybe before we step up onto the landing.
Okay.
All right. So I mean, now's the best time. You're still on the trail, sort of covered by the canopy and the foliage of the forest. You know, another 10 gnomes forward, you'll step out into the clearing and then have to climb or scale the sort of mountain peak.
So what does that spell give us?
1 hour of invisibility, I believe.
It's a +10 bonus to dexterity. So for stealth.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So while we're being stealthy, you get a +10 to your roll.
So not complete invisibility, but quite a hefty bonus to any
A
stealth
veil of
checks you're doing.
shadows and silence radiates from us, masking
Alrighty.
me and companions from detection.
So they have to stay within your 20-foot radius, though. They can't go out on their own, right?
30 foot, yeah.
30 feet. All right, so you
Yeah.
you have to stay within 30 feet of Ranger Steve if you want those benefits.
And we leave no tracks or traces behind us.
Alrighty. Lead the way, Ranger Steve.
Okay. I want to cast it.
All right, you cast it, and you notice a silence sort of fall over you and your companions. As you proceed up the cliffside, you step forward. You notice the... Why is the background that one?
Tony is gone.
No one's gone. Objects, backgrounds. That's what I want. Okay. So as you guys sort of reach... Oh, did I not put Tony in here? He should be in here. Hang on. Now I gotta go back and pick up Tony. River crossing. Right there.
I'm back.
He's back. Back again.
Ranger Steve, are you leading the way?
He is.
Yep.
Awesome.
All right. I'll be back in like 30 seconds.
Okay.
And Christian, you're loading Minecraft for us, is that right?
Yep. The next Minecraft map. There he is. There's Tony. Okay. So as you guys step up onto sort of the clearing, the little flat surface on the cliff, you notice that the doors are wide open. The foolish, stubborn door doesn't reach out to you in his Scottish accent. It is just quiet. There's sort of a whistling coming from the interior of the cave itself. And you can see from the outside the faint glow, that blue glow that suppressed the magical darkness that you guys use to illuminate each and one of the pillars ahead of you. So ahead of you is the same great hall that you had encountered before, but this time everything is illuminated. The pits or the holes where the lifts come up and down, all of the lifts do not appear to be in use. They still are just giant pits. You can see all the way onto the other end of the Great Hall where there's an enormous door. And it is closed.
Use your crystal ball of truth seeing.
There are no monsters. There's no sounds. Even in this giant echoing hall, the only thing you can hear is yourselves. And then you hear Tony say, "Well, looks like nobody's home." And it kind of echoes throughout the chamber. Nobody's home. Nobody's home. Nobody's home.
Shut the fuck up. Until we tell you to speak again, shut the fuck up. That's your next quest.
Okay.
Guys,
Use your crystal ball talk.
I guess I'll use my crystal ball and see if I can see anything.
All right. You pull out your crystal ball of true sight in your normal hand from your bag of holding, and you can see all the pillars that you had to activate before. You can see, the proper cube and its orientation in each one of the pillars that was needed to activate it. You can see that the lifts are not there, but there's nothing here. The magical darkness is suppressed. You look up into the sort of pillars way up in the tops where the cave fissures were. You don't see any sort of movement. You, as far as you know, and your crystal ball of true sight can reveal to you, this is just a completely empty room.
Yes.
All right. So how are you going to proceed to the other side? Where are you going to walk? Just straight up the middle? Left side, right side?
No. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to get the big holes. I'm going to go around the big holes and,
All right.
whatever straightest path there is.
Sure. So you sort of hug the pillars
We have to go with
and
them,
the
guys. We have to all
circles?
go with them.
Yeah. All right. So Ranger Steve says you have to go with him.
I want to stay 20 feet behind him, though.
Okay. Is anybody else following Ranger Steve?
Yeah.
Tony.
You'll be out of the spell if you get outside the 30 feet.
Tony's
Yeah.
following. Billy, you following?
Oh, I was on mute. Sorry. Yes, I said I was following.
Okay. So you guys are following 20 feet behind Tug, but you're all following Tug. You kind of hug the edge. You can hear the deep pit of the hollow void next to you as you walk past the sort of chasm, the hollow elevator with nothing in it.
God! Tug!
But you guys make it to the door, and Tug, as soon as you step up onto the first platform in front of the doors themselves swing wide open.
Oh, it's Walmart.
The doors
So do they swing open quickly, or is it like a slow?
it's a
open?
big, slow, grinding stone sort of scraping as
Then
the doors.
as that's going open, I want to run towards Tyrell and Ranger Steve and like grab a bit of their jackets or whatever and try to scoot over to the edge like we're trying to hide. Let's hide.
Okay.
So like the left pillar of the door.
Yeah.
So you guys kind of make it over to the left pillar of the door. Tony sort of looks at you guys, then looks at Tug, and he's like, I'm gonna stick by Tug. You're still well within the 20 feet or whatever.
He better not say a
30 feet.
word. I told him to shut the fuck up.
Oh, he hasn't said a word since okay, so he's been quiet.
Okay, good.
But
or else he'll fail that quest.
the doors open completely and sort of thoom to a stop. And Tug, you and Tony look into the next room. You step in, and you see what could best be described as MC Escher drawing. So stairs and archways and architecture and doorways on different surfaces and all sorts of different orientations that look like they're passable and not traversable, all sort of jutting out and extending from what appears to be a labyrinth on each surface of a interior cube. So you have 6 of these surfaces that are all a labyrinth that just seem like a jumble of stairways and architecture in front of you. You can see, though, very clearly that there is a path, a stairway in front of you that leads up to and across the labyrinth. There's like a sort of shimmering orb in the center of the cube, but it looks like it's been deactivated, like nullified, and this stair leads across the room to another doorway, not of the same size, but a regular door, you know, about 6 feet tall, 7 feet tall. Not 6 feet tall, 7 feet tall.
About
3 gnomes,
three gnomes, yeah.
give or take. Do the rest of you want to peek around the corner too, or?
What does Tug's face look like?
A lobster.
The expression.
Do you want me to zoom in? I mean, it's like right here, right there.
Yeah.
His eyes are up there, Christian.
What expression do I gather?
You don't really gather much of an expression. It's if anything, he has a stance of contemplation.
Okay, well, how about the whisker head thing? Those would like twitch if it was like scared or.
Like I said, you feel like he's contemplating things. You look at Tony and he's just kind of nodding his head as he looks from like left to right and up and down.
Really trust Tony's response to anything.
You're welcome to peek around if you'd like.
Tony, turn your head and look at us.
So he's like,
dragon. Yeah. If there's a dragon, turn your head and look at us.
He doesn't look at you because there's no dragon that he can see.
Okay, there's no dragon. Peek around the edge. Just peek. Try to peek in. But I'm gonna climb up a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. You climb up. About halfway. You peek around the edge, just barely exposing the point of your hat, and you see the same thing that I've described to Tug and Tony. It is a MC Escher drawing of the interior of a cube. You can see the one stairway that goes into a bridge and kind of crosses everything just below this floating orb in the very center of the cube, leading to another doorway on the wall. And
do we see any claw marks or scratches or anything?
There's no claw marks or scratches here. Not on the doorway, not on the door itself, not on the archway, not inside the cube. You haven't.
It looks like an MC Hammer drawing.
You haven't actually seen any claw marks since you've entered the lair.
Oh. Maybe the dragon transformed.
Into MC Hammer.
Yes.
Eric came up from the hole. Maybe the dragon's down the hole. Yeah, I'm just gonna step out.
My thought is, because this is like some blue skidoo potentially, like we could get lost in here. So this could be kind of dangerous. We may be stuck in here forever if we go forward. But if we do go forward, we should like Hansel and Gretel it, make some breadcrumbs.
Maybe a magic rope.
Yeah, the rope it's not quite an escape rope, but I definitely plan to use it.
It's not Pokemon.
I mean, I'm down with just because you said there was one staircase that it definitely goes towards another door.
On the other side of the cube.
Does your magic wand detect anything?
Yeah, as we step. I mean, I'm down with going in. I don't know what else we can really do. I mean,
yeah, that's fine.
All right, so you guys are crossing the bridge into the next room.
Do we have to say blue skidoo?
No.
All right.
All right. You guys cross the bridge of the MC Escher drawing.
It's called Dragon's Lair, so I think we're going the right way.
This one takes a second to load. There's a lot of stuff in it.
Well, it's apparently a 3D model of MC Escher's greatest art. Is that what I'm hearing?
I made a cube that I thought I could
Em-
rotate
empty
with
hammer.
your characters inside of it, but it turned out to be a little much for the game, so that unfortunately doesn't work. But I spent a lot of time on that.
That sucks.
The suspense of the pinwheel. Dun dun dun.
Tune in next week.
Now's the time for your bathroom break, but as soon as you get up, it'll load and.
All right, everybody stand up.
I think I still have Tony copied to the clipboard, so I can throw him in with the group.
Are we? Yeah. Are we? Like being transported? Is this like a long portal? Like getting sucked in?
So you go up the stairs to the next room. You know, they're not uncomfortable stairs. They're normal spaces. As you go up, you cross. You sort of pass under the threshold of this orb floating in the cube room, and you notice that it's dormant. You kind of go back across the bridge the rest of the way, and you enter the doorway, and you step out into a room filled with treasure, kobolds lining sort of a alleyway leading up to a golden dragon. You see the golden dragon kind of awaken from what looks like a rest. It sort of raises its head and it looks at you, and you see sort of the shuffling of all the kobolds on the edge, almost like a assembly of kobolds sort of get restless as they awaken and tap each other and sort of point at all of you at the entrance and wait for you to approach.
Guys, we got the wrong dragon lair.
Can you point us in the direction of the Emerald Dragon?
You hear from the other end on the elevated platform.
I would like to walk in because I have many questions for the golden dragon.
I'm going to take off towards the left.
And I want to.
No, I'm just gonna take off towards the left.
Yeah.
Okay, and I want to.
No, up that wall. Up that wall.
Oh, up the wall. Okay. You want to go all the way up where the kobolds are?
No, I'll just start. Just like I'm part way up.
Okay, you're about halfway up the wall.
I want to walk in and then respectively bow and introduce myself.
And I want to take a full rest so I can heal up before I.
So you're gonna try. You're gonna try
hurt?
and sleep then.
You shouldn't have been hurt. You didn't get hurt at all. You didn't use anything.
I have damage, not a lot, but damage from previous.
From when?
Okay, so you're going to go to sleep for 12 hours.
No, it's not worth 4 HP.
When did you lose 4 HP?
I don't know. It's just what it says.
So Tug, as you approach in between the two sides of the pawn, you see the kobold sort of stand to attention and face the golden dragon, and the golden dragon sees you bow, and he speaks out to you and says,
"There is no need. We are all friends here."
Could be a trick. Emerald Dragon can shapeshift and stuff.
Approach, great hero.
Go, Doug, go.
I guess I will approach.
All right. How far do you want to approach?
I mean, I figure
The
there's
bishops, the rooks, the queens, the kings. What are we talking here?
Is there a chess set?
Is there a what?
A chest set?
Just on your chest.
Oh, a chess set. Yeah, yes, the sort of columns in the center resemble a chess set. Not an entire chess set, but you can see that it's, ascending order. The pawns closest to the door, the kings closest to the golden dragon, leading up to the largest pile of treasure before his sort of extended pedestal. You can see there's water, running around the edges of the entire room, and the water is coming from these pillars running from the ceiling. It's not like a waterfall. I mean, the water is coming from there, but it's a very well designed structure. The water hugs the columns that feed down into, this basin that runs around the interior of the hall.
Well, I guess I'll walk up to the, what would be a realistic distance to stand and talk to a dragon.
Yep. So you sort of walk up and you see the kobolds sort of close in behind you as well. So now you are in between two sets of 4 kobolds. There's large statues, barrels, treasure chests, large piles of gold and treasure.
What do you
see...
call-
I want to step up to the pawns.
Okay.
The first row of pawns.
You step up to the pawns.
I want to lean against the left pawn.
All right.
Like my back to it. All
Sure,
sulky like.
So Tug has been sort of outside of your field of influence, same with everyone else at this point. Tony has sort of hesitantly followed Tug about halfway up, but not entirely. Like about the time he got up to where you were, Tug, the kobolds kind of blocked his path. Almost like there's only one person that can kind of address the golden dragon at a time.
As I'm walking up, can I pull out my mandolin?
Yep, so you're still halfway up on the wall, or you want to walk up towards the golden dragon?
I'm walking up towards the kobolds up the wall.
Yeah, sure. You pull out your mandolin.
And I give it one little light strum, and I cast invisibility on myself.
All right, you do so. So even before you hit the top, you give it a little twang, and you have the invisibility envelop you.
Alright, as much as my action, just for whatever action this is, I'd like to move very quietly, just so they're just creeping.
Sure. So kind of through the kobolds in the assembly.
Yeah.
Sure. So think of these.
And what are those giant pillars? Do they extend to like a roof?
They do. They extend to what looks like a hole in a cave. So at the very top, you can see this water kind of runs in from the hole down the pillars and fills these basins at the base. But
do I see a spot that I could walk maybe freely along the cave wall at the top, over above this dragon?
It doesn't look like there's a good way to get over to the dragon per se. You do notice that there are these stone figures at the top of each one of these. Well, not at the top of each one, but you notice at the top of some of the pillars there are stone figures.
So if I climbed that one kind of closest to me, the one that I'm facing there, is there ceiling up there that I could walk along the ceiling upside down to get over to the other one?
It's at the point the columns touch the ceiling. It's more of like a cave itself. So it's jagged rock.
That's what I want. I want to invisibly, obviously go as slow as I need to. I'll take this part very slowly, but then I'll walk up the pillar.
Sure. It's going to take some time to get up there, but yeah, we can.
Okay, yeah, just as my turn allows. So.
Sure. Let me move you up there. We'll say you're about here for now. Okie dokie. So Billy is invisibly spider climbing a column. Tyrell, what you want to do before we move on to everybody else?
Can as long as I can, I'm okay with here as long as it doesn't look like I'm gonna get closed out of the room.
Yeah, you're on the other side of the small door that you came
Okay.
from the.
Well, I remember this worked out well in the church fiasco, so I'm just gonna be right here.
All right.
Oh, I could give these kobolds a lesson in Helm, and we could sacrifice the golden dragon. This would be Tyrell. You've given me so many ideas.
Oh, great.
Last resort. Let's save that.
So all of you obviously aren't communicating, but you do have that slight fear in the back of your mind. I just hope that Billy doesn't go full sermon on everybody here in the room, but passing
It does
Ranger
look church-like,
Steve
yes.
posted up against the pawn, passing Tony in between the bishops and before the kobolds. Tug, you seem to have granted or been granted an audience with the golden dragon.
Speak.
Thank you for this meeting, I guess, lack of words. Audience. Thank you for the audience.
You're a great audience. Start telling some. What a great audience! Start telling some jokes.
Golden Dragon, we have been on a hell of a journey through this forest. We were originally sent in here to find certain items to save a friend of ours, and we have just completely lost our way, track of time, our understanding of reality, maybe. And we met an emerald dragon, and then a man who was enslaved by the emerald dragon, and we had a short fight with the emerald dragon, and I believe we wounded him badly, but he may have healed by now. Honestly, we're looking for understanding, maybe guidance. I have many questions about what is happening to me, the understanding of this continent and world we're on. Honestly, it feels kind of like a blessing to have met such a wise creature as yourself, who maybe can willingly help us.
You ask a great many things.
I know, but as you probably pick up, we're very ragged from this journey and just confused. I know I ask a lot, especially you just meeting us. But any guidance we would take.
I will provide your answers in time. For now, welcome the rest of your companions and take rest in my abode. You are all welcome here.
We truly appreciate that. We know that you do not have to be so courteous to such strangers just roaming through your home.
I am a gracious host, but do not think that I will not ask for something in return.
I would not willingly deny you.
Thus begs the question, what would you offer a golden dragon such as I?
I have a
Very
Yeah, I do have this very peculiar crown. I also have this phase scimitar that is quite rare.
Where did you procure such a crown?
Well, we were lost in a cave and we found a half, and she had multiple things on her, and this crown was one of them. And I don't know much about it. I haven't been able to figure out much about it. If if it is what you want, I will gladly give it for your hospitality and maybe your answers and guidance.
The hospitality has been given, but in exchange for your crown, I will provide you one answer of your choosing. This crown does not belong to this plane of existence.
Oh, well, you just made this a little bit harder to give up. But I'll hand the crown over. I will give the crown to the dragon.
So the golden dragon kind of nods to one of its kobolds, and the kobold steps forward and sort of about knee height of you asks with both hands for the crown.
I will untie it and pull it off of my head and give it to the. Are you calling it a kobold?
Kobold.
Oh, kobold. I'll give it to it.
So it kind of takes it and, runs and scurries up behind the dragon, and you see it kind of disappear behind the dragon with the crown. The other kobolds kind of fill in.
Well, what are we laughing at? Don't make fun of me.
No, I was laughing. I dropped the kobold in the pile of gold.
Oh.
He has every right to make fun of you.
Every time I try to watch the stream, sometimes it messes up, sometimes it doesn't.
I'm not sure.
Oh, I'm sure it has to do with my data. So,
you have earned your question. Ask at your leisure.
Shit. Always got to be the first.
What are we here for? No, and don't ask him that. I'm just trying not to make you.
Are you yelling
the...
this in a whispered voice from?
You're not.
What are
You're not
we here for? Absolutely nothing. Singing.
Golden Dragon. Can you give me guidance on defeating the Emerald Dragon or understanding this man that he has trapped? I mean, I was given the quest to defeat the Emerald Dragon by a man, and I cannot remember his name.
It's Eric.
Eric?
God damn it.
And really outside of him telling me that, I didn't have any problems with the Emerald Dragon until he attacked us in the village of...
Describe this man.
Well, he looks very ancient, and he had robes, and he could control skeletons, and he was very interested in a book that we used to have. He took the book.
What book?
Christian, how far have I made it?
You've made it. Let me back up here. There we go. You've made it 75% of the way.
Honestly, Golden Dragon, I don't know the name of the book. I never carried the book, and I was never given much information about the book. I didn't know about the book really until he took it and demanded that we rescue him from the dragon to get the book back. But I've been informed that we need the book to save a companion of ours, Tyrell.
Was this man a lich?
He was kind of a bitch, yes.
I think he said a lich.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yes, he was.
I guess I'm just gonna start walking up closer because I feel like he needs some help.
All right. So you kind of walk up to where Tony is, and you see the guards kind of close in again. So now there's guards separating you guys, and that doesn't leave any guards between, Ranger Steve and the exit or anything, but you hear the Golden Dragon speak out again to you and say,
That lich's name is Vodraskdaru.
That's definitely the name. That's definitely
Derek.
full dress.
Boy, he's gonna be upset when he finds out how many people we told about him. That was like his one rule.
Intriguing. So you are here on a quest to kill an emerald dragon on the behest of Vodraskdaru.
Not kill.
Yeah. I mean, yes,
Nope.
but I would like to state that I am still very lost and confused. I just need the book back, and thus far, my journey to getting the book back is to kill the dragon. But I'm also supposed to be here to collect certain items to save a friend of mine, and really, I've really just kind of been tossed around all over the place with quests. So don't spite me.
Who sent you on this quest?
The witch in
Lambros.
the witch in I have all this written down. Why can I not find it?
There.
Wood.
Ranger Steve, at this point, you're up to the rook, and you're kind of, shouting to...
Edgewood. The witch in Edgewood said she could save our friend, and she sent us into the forest.
Billy, at this point, you are at the top of the pillar. Is there anything you'd like to do at the top of the pillar?
From the ceiling, I'd like to walk upside and investigate one of the statues.
All right.
I really hope this is all the elaborate heist.
Bum, 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 bum,
Why would you put that in his head? You would never disrespect a golden dragon. Do you guys not know any lore of golden dragons? I mean, come on.
Do you know?
You don't remember
I
anything
know
from
that
our
I'm part of
so-
a heist. There is one.
So,
I don't,
Billy,
that'd
as
be-
you get closer to this statue, they appear to be gargoyles in every sense of the word. They are looking down. They seem to be all focused or transfixed on the golden dragon's pedestal. They don't seem to be alive or move in any way, shape, or form. These look like they've been carved into the stone by the dwarves that used to inhabit these halls.
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay, do I see any traps by looking at their eyesight? Are there any traps that I can see or any tripwires that would trigger a gargoyle?
So you kind of look and study. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay. My total is 16.
Okay. So based on the sight lines, based on the angles, what's in the gargoyle's hands, the shape of their wings, you sort of study this structure. Notice that the 4 identical ones across from it are all also looking at the golden dragon's sort of pedestal. But you don't notice any sort of tripwire. You don't notice if these statues have ever been moved. I mean, they appeared to just be ornamental. Obviously, they're there as some sort of significance or meaning, religiously, or to be guardians of this great hall, but they don't present any present danger.
Okay. Are they holding anything or sitting on anything other than these pillars?
They are just sort of hunched over. They have their arms on the edges, sort of grasping, looking over the edge of the columns with their wings splayed out in sort of a Spider-Man pose.
Okay. Well, I'd like to avoid being inside of their gaze.
Okay.
While walking along the ceiling.
It's not hard to do,
if
yeah,
that
because
means...
they're all gazing at the golden dragon, so.
Okay, yeah, I want to avoid their gaze and continue to walk.
Sideways.
I guess for right now, I'll walk above. Am I able to walk above Tug, or does that put me in front of the water?
You can.
Or would the water take me
so
down?
the water kind of runs down. It kind of hugs the cliff face, right, and goes down these pillars. But you can kind of avoid the water and make your way over to Tug. Now there is a hole sort of in the very center of this area. It's obviously overgrown with trees, but you can kind of make your way up to the hole in the ceiling and then kind of work your way around to where you are above Tug. If you'd like.
I guess I'll head towards that hole. I mean, ultimately, I want to move closer towards the guys and then closer towards that golden dragon, and then I'll inspect the golden dragon some more as I get closer.
So I'll move you over where you want to go, and then we'll kind of go back to everybody else here for a second.
Sounds good. And I'm walking upside down.
Yes, absolutely. Oh well,
Awesome.
I can rotate you then.
Whee!
There we go. All right. Back to the conversation. So, Ranger Steve, at this point, are you still posting up on these chess pieces, or are you kind of talking through the kobolds here?
No, I'll talk from the chess piece.
Okay. Because you can't keep whispering those things from all the way back at the pond and expect people to hear you.
Yeah, no, I'll get louder. He knows I'm there, so.
All right. Tyrell, you want to say anything? Tony's still been tasked with not speaking, so he's not saying
anything.
anything.
Yeah, we don't want Tony talking.
But do you have anything? You want to do anything before I jump back to, you or Ranger Steve? You guys want to?
I don't remember where we left off. I'm fine with waiting to hear what Tug is continuing on his, and if I need to, I'll just jump in.
Okay, satisfied with doing nothing. Back to Tug.
The witch on the edge of Edgewood goes by the name of Sib, the soothsayer. Does that sound familiar?
Yes. Yes. Sib the Soothsayer is who originally sent us into the forest to save our friend Billy Ravage.
You have been deceived.
We have worried about that, yes.
The tree told us that. Tug.
The tree, the tree in the town of
Eatwood.
Eatwood, Deepwood.
Beetwood.
I know of Deepwood, and the poison on which the treant rains upon its citizens. A powerful hallucinogen, to say the least.
Yeah, we were trapped by its poison for a short period of time, which honestly, again, our sense of time and maybe reality has been warped by our journey this far. We do wonder how long we have been here and if the tree maybe has made, how much time we've lost on this journey.
Information such as this requires further payment. Tell me, do you like chess?
It has been some time, but I would gladly play a game of chess with you.
I like chess.
Would your companions join the fun?
I cannot speak for them, as I feel we will all need to take our place on this board.
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Night.
Tug. I'll play. This is all very ominous, but it sounds fun and ominous.
Yeah, I'll shrug my shoulders and.
Win. I will grant you each a treasure from my collection and answer any questions you may have. However, if I win, you must do something for me.
Yeah, you can have Tony.
I believe that we will agree to those terms. I would like to humbly ask, though, if you could, if we win, can you restore our companion Tony to his full self and
That's not necessary, Mr. Dragon.
and heal his wounds?
I have many wondrous items that could assist your companion to bring him back closer to who he used to be. However, I possess no such healing capabilities that could restore him to his previous self.
Can I like turn around and look at Tony and see if he's down? Like, since he's not allowed to talk, how's he feeling about
You
this?
see Tony, and he just kind of shakes his head and nods yes and smiles at you.
Okay,
He gives you like the two thumbs up, like yeah.
I was waiting for it.
Well, I mean, does he give me 2 twigs up, or?
Jesus, let's go. Quit talking about Tony.
I mean, you could step
Some
in
of
and
us
say
have-
something.
Some of us have compassion. All right, Golden Dragon. If I can call you Golden, can I just call you Golden?
Call me whatever you like. My name is far too long.
Oh, your name is not literally far too long. Okay, we're down. We will take our places.
Very well.
Billy, what you got?
So, can I perceive if this golden dragon is maybe, changing his appearance and is in fact the emerald dragon?
Give me a perception check.
It's not. It works.
Uh, 18 total.
All right. So from your vantage point, and where you're at, you can't tell if this is an illusion, or if it's actually a real golden dragon, or if it's a green dragon in disguise, or if it's some sort of projection. But everything you see points to this being a real gold dragon.
From up here, do I notice anything different? Just about the area, from what I can see up here.
You notice the kobolds seem nervous.
Okay, how so?
You can also see that there's very obviously 7 chests within the piles of gold. There's 3 around him, 2 closer to the entrance, and you can see just beyond the 2 back pillars that there are 2 chests beyond there as well. They have some form of significance, but the kobolds seem restless, as if they're about to be selected for something or chosen for something.
Yeah.
It's like half parts excitement, half parts like nervous sort of anticipation.
Okay. Can I walk closer to be above the dragon?
Sure.
Hey, y'all, my mom keeps calling me. I'm going to get off here and call her back real quick.
You're fine. Take the call. So as you move closer, what do you hope to see? You gonna go like right above the golden dragon, or?
Sorry, say that again, Christian.
Where are you hoping to go? What are you hoping to do here? Are you wanting to?
I want to view from the backside, see if I would see anything different, really. See if
Sure.
there's something shady that's maybe going on here, something that doesn't add up. My time serving as bad cop, my investigation skills are just there, and I'm ready to, if I had to do bad cop, because it seemed like Tug was doing good cop, and I don't play by the rules.
So you sneak back there. You see the 2 chests that you thought you could see from the other sides of the pillar. Go ahead and give me another perception check to see if you notice anything new or different about the kobolds or the dragon or the gold or the room itself.
12.
All right. Again, from this side, you don't see anything new. You notice that you still haven't broken the sight line of these gargoyles, but they're very obviously laser focused on the golden dragon itself. And
do I know anything about gargoyles as far as like a history on them?
No, I mean you know about as much as everybody else, is that they're obviously meant to be protectors. The myth or the rumor is that they come to life and they protect what they've been tasked with, usually tied to the structure that they belong to. But these are very obviously dwarven sculptures, and you don't get the sense that they would have any sort of loyalty to a dragon who has repossessed and repurposed these caverns.
Gotcha. Well, while Tug and the group are talking to the dragon, and he's listening on that, I want to again take my mandolin and actually grip it all the way up at the top, so I'm just barely making a sound when I strum the stream there.
Uh-huh.
So I want to do that and cast Detect Magic with it.
Okay. What are you trying to detect?
Just to, if there's anything magic that's going on around the dragon.
Yes.
Maybe like that pedestal or anything.
So there's a very strong aura emanating from the dragon, but dragons are magical creatures. You do notice just by proxy a faint magical aura around the gargoyles. It's not as strong as the dragon. It doesn't like take the full shape and form of the dragon, but you can notice there's like a more muted sense of this magic surrounding the gargoyles.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. I was misreading it. I have Dispel Magic, not Detect Magic. So I tried to dispel some magic. And I don't know what all that will do, but
that's probably a bad idea.
So, in your attempt
so that might be a bad idea. Yes.
Dispel the magic where you thought you were detecting it, your sort of spell being sent out, with the radar essentially of the dragon, he looks up at you and says,
"Welcome, little one."
You could see like the feelers from his whiskers kind of twitch as you sent the dispel.
Yeah, hi, we are the Zoo Warriors Electric Boogaloo 2. No, I see no one has introduced us. I will walk myself down.
I have heard of you.
Oh, well, we are famous. We do protect people and save cities. And I will join your game of checkers.
Oh, is it checkers now?
Billy's just playing in jest with him here.
So you make your way down. Where did you go? Oh, you're right here.
Oh, no.
I was like, I thought I lost you.
I'm going to assume by the time I got back down there, my invisibility probably is up.
Yeah. It's been a while. But let me...
You didn't use your repel kit?
Well, that's Dispel Detect Magic. What's a big failure?
You should have just not owned up to it. I wouldn't have known, but
well, I mean, I got to play Billy the right way. So
oh yeah, no,
he doesn't have that spell, so I can't do that.
Okie dokie. So let's open up
Maybe the gargoyles were sending magic to the dragon, and he was trying to dispel it away. So
God. That was a big walk around for a very magical area.
So, what pieces?
Billy, you take Tony, we're gonna need you to take one of the pawns.
He sort of looks at you and points to his mouth, like, can he speak?
No. Just go take one of the pawns, please.
He kind of shrugs his shoulders, like, okay.
Yeah, I'll go take the king spot.
Okay. Tyrell,
you guys can choose where you guys want to go.
Ranger Steve.
I want to be a rook.
Which rook? This one or that
one? The one in front of me.
Okay.
I would like to be knight on A3. I'm just kidding. I don't know
the one in front of you.
Be the queen. We need someone who knows the game to be the queen.
Well, there's there's one person who should absolutely be the queen.
And
It's
that's
not,
the one with
not
breasts.
Josh. It's not
Well,
Tug.
the king will direct you guys. That way we can sacrifice pawns to save the important pieces.
No, I thought about doing queen, but I think that'd be good for old bugger.
Tyrell, why don't you take
Either
queenside
knight or-
bishop?
Yeah.
Take the queenside bishop.
That is actually a good idea. I will do that.
All right, we'll wait for
And Tug will be my queen.
So you notice the pieces on the other side. I won't really bother. I guess I can switch them with the kobolds, but we'll just keep them how they're at.
But
So
they're kobolds.
The pawns are kobolds. The gargoyles are in different shapes of the chess pieces. Obviously, the king is dragon shaped. But you guys chose white, and white goes first. So
Dragon, this guy's just kind of hustle us though.
I don't know. You don't know. You've
so-
entered a bargain. So I guess which piece is Tug gonna be? The queen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Tug should be the queen.
what are the rules here? Are we all able to move the piece that we are, or like how can as the king can Billy direct other pieces to move? Is that
So you guys are collectively working together, but you are limited to your movements that your chess piece resembles.
what about pawn?
That's what I'm saying. So you guys need
Let's
to
move.
decide.
Let's move the pawn in front of the king.
So how about let's do it this way, just for the sake of
roll initiative?
Everybody roll initiative.
Oh gosh, imagine 5 people conducting a chess game, or 4 people conducting a chess game. Tony doesn't get to go, so.
It would be easy if we all did all the strategies. Has everyone watched the Queen's Gambit?
I have not. I've played chess before.
I've watched it.
And
Oh, that's a good.
I'm going to go ahead and call Magnus Carlin as my celebrity call-in. So
this isn't Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Jeopardy. I don't get to phone a friend. I got a 2, so I'm probably going last.
Yeah, I got a 19.
Tyrell?
7.
I do want to write down what you guys are real
Is
fast.
Tug
So,
Mac?
Tony.
Take that as no. I'll roll for him. Tug also got a 19, but he'll go behind Rangers.
No.
Here, robot.
Anyone?
There you go. Keep talking.
Hear me?
Yes.
You are the queen because you
gonna-
have breasts.
Are you gonna be able to stick with us, or you gotta go?
No, I don't ask questions that could wait tomorrow. So.
All right. Well, you are the queen. You are engaged in a chess match with the Golden Dragon.
I got found out. Tug.
So
He
Ranger
found me out.
Steve, you are up first. What piece are you moving? The only thing I will say here is based on the initiative, you cannot move one of your companion's pieces.
Without their permission?
Right, unless they are willing to be moved.
Yeah, I was like,
That's
that could
fair.
really fuck us. I mean,
Sacrifice Tyrell to save me.
Hey, wait. Are we all playing separate pieces, or is
We are.
okay? So
You're trying to protect me. I'm the king.
So it's gonna go in order here. So Ranger Steve's gonna go first. Tug, you're gonna go second. Tyrell, you're gonna go third. Billy, you're gonna go fourth, and then Tony is gonna go for himself.
Josh, just so you know, Ranger Steve is the king side rook. I, Billy Banger, am the king. You are my queen. Tyrell is the queenside bishop. And Tony is a pawn that is dispensable at any time.
but can only move. Well, he's gonna say yes to whatever you guys ask him. So
He's not gonna say anything. He's still on the shut the fuck up trial.
Is this count as another one of his trials, or?
No, he's just participating. Unless I ask him to try to help us win, but I don't want him
So
to do that.
Ranger
I'd rather
Steve,
shut up.
what's moving first? What's the move? What's the play?
The pawn next to, no, left. Yep, 2 up.
All right.
Did you hit the clock?
There is no clock.
Christian, I will not be happy if you have another simulator up next to you that predicts expert moves.
It's just you guys versus me. Don't worry. All right,
we
back.
should win.
Tug.
Although I feel like with it being 4 against 1, we're at a disadvantage.
You are, for sure.
Maybe.
We'll see how it shakes out, though. I'm not the best chess
just have to
player.
talk.
Well, it's four different people with different strategies, so it's tough. We can barely make it through. We can barely make it through dialogue in a battle.
Tug, what's moving? This is going to be a big hindrance if one of you doesn't know how to play.
I know how to play, but I can't watch the board.
Oh.
Do you have a piece of paper that you could fill out, or a chess set that you could move?
Yeah, no, I was looking for a chess set while I was on the phone. I can't find my chess set.
Here, hang on. I'll take a screenshot and then post it in Discord.
Yeah, that's easy.
And you can tell me where you want to move. How about that? Does that work?
Yeah, I mean, I'm willing to try to.
No, it's okay. This will be easier anyways. All right, so go ahead and look at the photo in Discord and tell me what you want moved.
Okay.
And
okay, so
I mean, if someone else can take screenshots when it's Josh's turn, that would be a huge help to me.
Yeah, I can do it.
Okay. How many of you guys have played chess?
I've played quite a bit when I was younger.
I've played quite a bit, but it's been a few years since I played.
Yeah, I haven't played. I mean, it's been a while for me too. Okay.
Tell me which piece, and then from there we can talk about where you want to go with it.
Okay, so from the left to right, I want the 5th pawn to just go up 2 spaces.
Okay. It has moved up. The bishop has moved. It is now back to your turn.
If you're not sure, the game ends if I die, just so you know.
Tyrell, your turn.
So guys, are we wanting to get this the king bishop out and then put something in front of the king, or what's their plan here?
I'm thinking that if it was me, I would move the knight in front of the king and then move the pawn in front of the bishop up 1, then move that bishop out and then do a castle switch with Cameron and I.
Yeah,
I would move the pawn in front of me up to free me up.
Well, you get freed if we do a castle switch.
Yeah. I like the castle switch. So
we have to. So the bishop needs to, or the knight needs to jump into that open space in front of where I'm at right now. Then the pawn that's in front of the knight would need to move, and then the bishop needs to move, and then Cameron and I would do a switch.
Yeah, I'm moving knight to c4. I don't. Not that one.
The other that
moving that in front of the king.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got it. All right.
Back to your turn. It is now Billy's turn.
Let's move the pawn that was in front of the knight. Move him up 1 space.
All right.
Nope. The one that was previously the where the knight previously was.
This one?
Nope. Next to me. The knight that was next to me, the pawn in front of that.
This one.
Yes, up 1.
Okay. Back to the dragon's turn. Your turn. Tony.
Oh yes, Tony.
Tony is going to move.
Unless we tell him real fast what we need him to do.
You can tell him if you want. Make a suggestion.
Tony, your shut the fuck trial has ended. You have passed.
Oh, right! I'm a master chess player!
Are you?
Great, Tony. That's perfect.
I say we move the bishop here.
Great move. Thanks, Tony.
All right.
Do you think I should make it?
No.
It's a swap. I like it.
I mean, I wouldn't move the bishop there, but if that's where he's moving it, I guess there's something we can do.
So what's the note?
Well, I'm a team player, so if you want me to move something else, I'm totally up to it.
You should move it back 1 space so the other bishop can't freely take it.
Right here?
Freely take it, then he can move away. Like, we can't take it if he takes ours.
Yeah,
So we can still do a castle switch, but he gets a free take. His bishop has a free line on our bishop on the next move. And we don't have a free pawn to take the bishop.
So he's going to take a bishop for nothing in return, so it'd be a waste.
Yeah, that's
well.
weird.
He would have taken the bishop for nothing, so we don't want him to do that.
Yeah, you're good. So there's good.
So right here's good?
Yes.
All right.
Whose turn is it now?
The dragons. And now it's your turn.
So this is who's up? Is it
Tug.
It is now back to Ranger Steve.
Do you mind?
So we could do that castle switch if you wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, if that's what we think we should do.
I think it generally plays that well.
I just think it's what all the pros do, so that's the move I was assuming that's a good move.
Well, I mean, it's a more advanced move, but it's definitely for the situation, which I don't know enough about chess to know if that's the right move. But
I don't even know what that is.
Maybe
at the very least, the dragon's like, oh wow, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, they're like, oh, they know more than beginner.
I can't remember if that's how that works or not.
I think.
Yeah, moves over. Yep.
Yeah, it goes like that. I think
Castle
either that or
King
it's one
side.
over. Either that or we're both 1 over. But whatever, it's fine. It's all good in the hood.
All right.
Is it Tug's turn now, or Tyrell?
It's my
Dragon.
turn, the dragon's turn.
Dragon's turn.
Oh, oops.
Your turn. Tug. Thank you.
I'm waiting.
It's there. Look at it.
Okay. The 4th pawn
From
needs to
the
move up.
left.
Yeah, needs to move up 2 spaces.
Okay. It is up 2 spaces. Back to the dragon's turn. It is your turn. I'm playing a lot faster than you guys.
I mean, there's an early take on a bishop Tyrell, if you move that pawn strategically, the one that Tug just moved, we moved it up. It either takes the bishop has to move, or we take if it takes the pawn, then we take it.
I'm worried about his rook. He just moved.
Yeah, there's a bunch of things he could do with that.
He'd have 2 turns if we didn't move you over to a checkmate. So
do you want me to move? Do you want me to move over one? So if he takes that pawn, that I take the rook and then move back.
Yeah, I think we have to, because otherwise he wins in 2 turns.
Okay, then I will shift over one space.
Whose turn was that?
That was your turn.
That was your turn. If you're okay with that being your turn.
Yeah.
Get all how I play chess is driving me nuts. So
That's what I was saying. Everyone plays chess so differently. So
like it from the start, like fuck, I'm out. Like
Billy, your turn.
Okay. So
hey,
with
do you
turn...
think Harry Potter and Hermione and Ron, they were like, we can't do this? No. They all shut up and listened to Ron, and he led them through the game.
And we should default to that tactic and choose something to play.
But it is Billy's turn.
Okay. Pawn in front of Blib do pull up.
Yep.
Move up 1.
All right. He has moved up 1.
Let's see the action start.
Ooh, look at all this action.
Ugh, I don't like that.
Tony's turn. All right, guys. Do you want me to go again? Or do you want to tell me what to do? Sounds like the eyes have it.
Go for it, Tony.
No, don't
Tony moved his best friend Tug.
I'm not so sure that.
No, like what? You're just gonna let him fucking move? Like.
Okay. Then let's go.
There we go.
Jared, you moved you. Whatever. That works.
Back to Ranger Steve.
Can you go up higher so I can see?
Yeah.
We can take that knight.
I think it's worth a trade. All right, it wasn't really a trade.
No, I'm just saying we can take that knight with a bishop.
Yeah. It does leave. No, I think we're. Yeah. I like getting rid of knights because they're tricky.
We can also take it with a pawn.
Not in 1 turn.
We cannot take that knight with a pawn this turn.
It'd be next turn. How are you gonna take it right now?
With the bishop. The bishop in front of me.
Seems low risk.
And there's no move where he immediately takes that bishop. The rook can't get it, and the other bishop can't touch it. The only other major attack he can do is bishop to our other knight, which you can then take with as a rook. Or we can put Tug up there, and Tug can take the bishop. But he has exposed one of his bigger pieces that we can take.
Yep. Let's do that. So bishop to knight.
Yep.
Your turn. It is Tug's turn. Screenshot.
Oh, sorry.
Can you guys hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-mm.
As of right now, the stream is working.
Cool. So where would you like to move, and what would you like to move?
Okay, so what is
Chess.
Kobe is the king, correct?
Kobe is the
Yes.
king. Cameron
Okay.
is the rook. You are a queen. Tyrell is a bishop, I believe. Yes. And Tony is a pawn.
Okay, so right now we have a bishop that's got the black off. I'm the queen. I'm right there. That off. Okay. Okay, the sixth pawn from left to right, it needs to move up 2 spaces.
This
On the
one
left?
up 2 spaces.
Yeah.
Did you say third from the right?
Whoa! Before you do that, why are we doing that?
It's too late. He already did it.
So we're just gonna lose. We're gonna have to give up Tony.
Oh, we should 100% sacrifice Tony. I don't know why you guys. That's why he's a pawn. I don't know why you guys didn't think that we shouldn't give up Tony. There's no reason to protect him at all. He's a pawn.
Your turn. It is Tyrell's turn.
I'm just
So we can. There's a pawn we can take with a knight.
Yeah, so
The
Let's see.
bishop can take another pawn, but
Okay.
exposes to a rook.
Okay, listen, guys. Unless I misread this board, he did what I wanted him to do. We need to take the knight. I don't like having to talk about this with him listening, but you need to take the knight and take the pawn.
Well, it's like we're talking and the dragon's listening to us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you need to take the knight and take the pawn because it forces him to move his bishop, and if he doesn't move his bishop, then we take it.
yeah, that's not awful. That's what we need to do.
I mean, that's literally all we can do. So, I mean,
Christian,
I'm here.
what is your move?
Hey, I didn't pressure you guys for your move.
I thought you froze.
No,
Or
still
I
here.
froze.
Deep in contemplation, making a decision.
I mean, it's just gonna be a bishop rook swap. So as soon as he takes bishop, he's just gonna use his rook to take our knight with no benefit to us, besides just taking one piece.
Kobe, no, if he leaves it there,
Kobe.
you need to move. Well, that pawn's kind of in our way.
Your turn.
Okay, so he has moved his bishop, and it's now in line of a strike from Tyrell.
Tyrell, take his bishop out.
Yeah, Tyrell needs to do it.
So whose turn? Wait, whose turn is it for this move? That gets to direct it. Christian, do you know?
So Tug went last time, so it is Tyrell's turn.
No,
So-
no, I didn't go last time. Cameron went last time.
No, you went. You moved the horse.
No, I didn't. I said that's what we need to do. I moved the pawn. I moved the pawn up 2 spaces. He took it.
Then
told you,
then you guys moved for Tyrell, and it's Billy's turn.
yeah, and
Okay.
Billy,
Tyrell, are you okay with moving up into? You would be in the enemy spot to take that bishop,
yes, guys, he has to because
or else the bishop can take you on the next move if we don't move you out of the way. But there's not a strategic place to move him, and if we move him, he then takes the rook.
no, he needs to take.
Bishop. And then we have to make then the rook has to make a decision.
Yes, if the rook doesn't move, then we can use the. If the rook doesn't move, then we can take the rook with our bishop, and if it does move, we can take the bishop with the horse.
Yeah, I think Tyrell, you should move up and take that bishop.
Okay, that's all fine and dandy, and that is playing chess. That's what I want to do before I go do anything. Do we know that if our pawn dies, that we don't die?
We don't know that.
The pawn.
That's a risk. That's a risk that you guys are going to have to take to save your king.
Why did we let you be the king?
What pawn are you guys talking about?
You guys. Oh, sorry, my companions.
I remember saying pawn. I'm just saying if I die, does something bad happen to me? Like if I said pawn.
If that's what we're gonna play, then I might as well just quit now. One of us is gonna get hit. I mean, it's how chess. There's 5 of us playing.
Yeah.
Just remember, you're sacrificing yourself for Billy here.
Yeah. So take the bishop.
You know who moved Tyrell into that position?
Tony. Oh, thanks, Tony. I didn't say that out loud. I did not say that out loud. This is going to free up Tug quite a bit. So, Tug, you're the queen, so you can move all over that board, too.
Yes, I know.
There's no spot that we shouldn't be able to take a major piece from him right here between Tug, a pawn, and Tyrell.
He's only got one option to take our major piece afterwards, so.
Because wherever that rook moves, we have a play on it.
Yes.
And if he doesn't,
guys, rooks are always
huge.
Yeah, you've got it. You want to get rid of rooks. We also have options here.
Can you sing us a little song there, Billy, while we wait?
That's a good idea.
At first I was afraid, I was petrified. Kept thinking about how this chest is gonna get Tyrell fried. I spent so many nights thinking how we played it wrong, and I grew strong, and I learned how to move along without Tyrell. He sure as fell. He's dead inside the game, and we all felt the shame. We should have played a little better and sacrificed Tony, but Tug wanted to save him, and now we gotta go out the door. And don't turn around now, or we'll be dragons forevermore.
That's pretty good.
I actually had all of that written down before the game, so I planned us to be in a chess match where you might have to sacrifice yourself.
No.
It's really good. It was really good.
It was good.
Check.
Yeah.
So you are in check.
It is Tony's turn. Oh no, Billy.
Okay. Tony, your next quest is to not move until we tell you what to move.
Aye, aye, Captain.
All right, good. What do we think here, guys?
We have to put something in the line of sight, otherwise we're done.
So one move I have is I have a move over to my right. If I move over to my right, it's not an instant checkmate. Even if he moves his bishop, I can then take his bishop. His queen can only go diagonal there. If his queen goes diagonal all the way to the bottom, then Cameron would be able to take him. If it just tried to move a little bit more, Josh may be able to take him. The only other things we can put in its path is a knight, which we want. We can move that knight. No, the knight can't go down into its path.
You need to move. You need to move. You
So
need
Cameron-
to move me. You need to move me in front of the king. I need to move to the black. I need to move to the black square.
So hold on. Where would you move all the way up to get taken?
Yes.
That's your no.
That's a horrible move. That's a horrible move because there's no
it's
defensive
not. The bishop.
It is.
Bishop.
It is a horrible move.
No, it's not. The bishop has the queen. It would be a queen for queen exchange, and it would level the playing field. If he doesn't take me, then I will take his queen, and his pawn will take my queen. But it will level
So you're saying Tyrell would be the block there if you move up. Gotcha. Okay, I wasn't seeing that at first. No, that's actually pretty good.
Don't listen to me. I just played multiple chess competitions.
Well, I couldn't tell what was in front of that. I didn't know Tyrell had that free path until you said that. I couldn't see that right there, but that's right. So if you're there, queen.
Well, guys, we got to get the king and the rook out from. You've got them just sitting here in the corner, and they should wait. They should be in the playing field by now. But
we can't move them this turn. So I think that is maybe our best move. Either that or I move in the corner and it stalls one more move.
If you move in the corner, he's got you basically landlocked.
Don't want to.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole thing is I'm locked there if I'm in that corner. But if we can get the knight and the other rook out and sacrifice Tony and somehow get you up there, that'd be great. Yeah. So I'm cool with you. I'm cool with you moving up there. Is that what you want, Josh?
Yeah, it's the only smart move right now.
Tony, use your move to move Tug up.
Where'd you like him?
I'll tell you when to stop.
Right there.
Right there.
Okie dokie.
You passed your quest, Tony. Good job.
All right.
That's 4 down. So keep tally.
What's my next quest?
Wait till your next turn, and I might tell you.
Can do.
Very lost.
What?
Did you say we already lost?
Yeah.
So you can see something?
Yeah.
Whatever you see, I don't see it. I mean, I've got plays. But...
Yeah, no,
I don't see either.
I take it back. It's as I'm having a really hard time with the pictures not being the pieces I'm not thinking of. I'm treating them all as pawns.
So I mean, we've taken some good pieces from him.
For sure.
This is just my worst nightmare. This is my worst nightmare. I'm the most impatient person, and I'm waiting on 4 other minds to make decisions.
Ranger Steve, make your decision.
Okay.
So we can take some major pieces here, but you're also in jeopardy as the queen.
Yeah, but we forced him into making a bullshit move. We need to move.
You need to take the rook. Tyrell needs to take the rook.
No.
Because
no, because
a pawn.
Because then the trade becomes a queen for a pawn, and that's not, the queen just needs to move back 1 space, and that still leaves him having to sacrifice a piece or make another bullshit move. If the queen just slides back 1 diagonal piece, it's still protecting the king, and he still has.
He's actually only worsened his position right now.
Yes, exactly. I mean, we just moved back one.
You either move back, Tug, or you move to a different spot that's more advantageous.
I need to stay on the black because it forces him to keep his queen protected unless he's okay with moving it. So I need to move behind the bishop, and then he has to make a move and decide on who he's going to lose.
Five minutes. It's gonna end in a cliffhanger.
Wait, was there a timer?
I just mean it's gonna hit 10 o'clock, and that's when we stop.
Oh, okay.
We gotta finish the game.
No, we're finishing the game.
All
right, yeah, no. So Cameron, it is your ultimate decision what you want to do here. But I agree with Josh that Christian is kind of forced into a bad move, and we don't want to give up a good position. I mean, we can either take a pawn or take that 1 critical pawn, or move Josh to a different, better spot on the board.
I don't think you guys are in as good of a position as you think you are.
I don't either. But I can't explain it. I still see Josh's recommendation as the best.
Yep. So move Tug behind the bishop.
behind here, right here.
Yeah.
Okay. Then it's my turn. Your turn.
Okay.
Whose turn is it, Christian?
Tug's turn. You still have the string.
It's mine.
So, back to what we were doing a second ago. And I have one piece.
That's okay. It's just a pawn. It's just like Tony.
Yeah.
We could take his bishop with the knight right now.
Okay, yeah, but we can also take his rook, and we're not.
Or my queen.
We're not.
Oh yeah, you could take his queen right now, but then we would sacrifice.
No,
queen
no. Look, my queen is protected by Cameron, so if he wants to do a queen on queen exchange, we're going to come out ahead on this. We're not going to lose it by a pawn.
So do we want to take? Do we want to take the rook? Or
we can take
the.
We can take the rook without any loss of Jared's player and
That is the other thing, is you guys don't know what happens when you get your piece taken.
So that's
So without loss, I mean, the only thing he could do is try to swap a queen, but swapping a queen is never advantageous.
Yeah, pretty much. So we're going to take the rook. We're going to move Tyrell and take the rook.
All right, that's a good play.
Everybody good with that?
So only Tug and Tyrell have to be good with it.
When I say everybody, I mean Tyrell. You square with this?
Yeah.
Magic square.
You activated my trap card.
And I call Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Too funny.
It is difficult when you have to announce like Christian does get the advantage of us, us all having different ideas of what we want to do, but and he gets to know our moves and our strategy.
Also tried to only stay on your side of the board. Not that that's a huge advantage.
It is difficult seeing it from just one side.
I was swapping back and forth, but and like I said, I'm not the best chess player. You'd think a golden dragon being alive as long as he has would have already beat you guys, but it's not the case.
He's never played before. Just kidding.
New game, right?
This new game, never heard of it before.
I just acquired it from this traveling painter.
His name was Palm or something.
I took over this big cave, so the dwarves must have made this game. I don't know.
How have we not sacrificed Tony yet?
You guys haven't. I don't know. You could have thrown him out there. That's very true.
I know. Hasn't been advantageous. When it is, I hope it happens. Josh would have made Tony the king.
Yeah, then you guys all would have been sacrificing yourself for the king.
Nah, I just would have lost the game.
Okay, we got to take...
Where did he move?
He moved the queen back. So
Gotcha.
We need to move the knight
to take the bishop.
No, if we move the knight into the black, unless I'm reading the squares wrong, move the knight into the black spot.
Is it check?
No, wait, that doesn't work because then we block off Tyrell, and he can move.
If we take the bishop, that's a free space again for at least another turn.
Yeah, no, I'm just look, guys, right now the king is trapped. If we move the king into the black or the knight into the black space, it puts him into check. Then we
What?
So the knight can move up to over 1, right? Or
Yeah.
over 2 up 1. So which I guess I'm not seeing which black space you're
no,
talking about.
I think I counted these wrong. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's what I was asking is I think I'm counting these wrong because it'd be 1, 2.
If you're on a black, you have to hit a white with a vice versa with a knight.
Yeah. If we take the bishop, that
So right now we would take the bishop with the knight. That would be the only change in the board. The queen can go back to its original spot, or the queen can move up. Other than that, the only major players he can move with are the two is the rook and the knight that are back in the corner, the same as we have ours.
Yeah, take the bishop with the knight. We're
whose turn is it?
Sorry,
Chris. I know it must be confusing.
It is
whoever's after Tug, I guess, right?
Last time it was Tug's turn. Yes.
Then it's Tyrell's.
Tyrell.
Take the bishop with the knight.
I think that's the best move as well.
What you want to do, Tyrell? You want to do that?
Yeah. And now we should be able to attack. We've been doing so much defense.
Shit. Well, and we can also protect you, Tyrell, or protect some of our guys and move these other two guys up.
Guys, at this point, we need to be moving both rooks out. We need to get these pawns upfilled, and we need to move these rooks out and start squeezing the board down. So he's moved his queen up 1. It might not be a bad play to take.
So he can take our knight from where he's at.
Yeah. If we move the pawn up 2 spaces, because it has not. No, it has moved. I'm sorry. If we move the pawn up 1 space,
then he would just take the pawn and then be in check.
How would he be in check?
So if we move the pawn up 1 space to that white space, he would then, if the queen takes that pawn,
then we are would be in check.
No, move the bishop in front of Tug up to the right 1, and then he's forced to move his queen. But if he takes the queen, then we can take his queen with our queen, and with no repercussion.
How would we be able to take his queen if that's on a white space?
Queen can move just like a horse, like a knight.
All right,
no, the queen cannot move like a knight.
I thought they could move all
like it moves like a rook, and it moves like a bishop.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I could do all of them.
No.
So by just moving that pawn up, that just puts his queen in check at me once he takes the pawn, and we don't have a way to actually take his queen out without sacrificing something else again. Because then we would have to slide the bishop down in front of me, and then he'd have to take the bishop, and then I could do that. But then he would move over into another spot.
We just need to move the knight to the black space. If we're worried about saving the knight.
So do you want to move it? You want to move it the space between you and Cameron, basically that black space next to you and Cameron, or do you want to move it
further up?
No, we want to move forward by Tyrell.
Pawn could take it.
No, not if it's sitting. Not if it's by Tyrell.
So you want to move it 2 spaces in front of that pawn.
Yeah, the black space next to Tyrell.
This one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, that's the move.
Either that, or it moves to the space directly in front of you, or next catty corner to you.
Yeah.
So right here.
Yeah, because that also keeps him from moving his queen back to that spot.
Okay. Who is it? Whose turn is it now?
If Tug just went, or Tyrell just went, then it's Billy's
No,
turn.
Kobe just went.
You guys are working so collectively, we can't even keep straight whose turn it is.
Oh man. So it's Billy's turn. Billy, your quest from the rest of the game is to let us choose your turns.
Talking to yourself.
You just said
Tony.
Billy.
Tony. I'm getting so confused, guys. We're playing this game, and my brain's going crazy. Tony, your quests for the rest of the game are to let us choose your turns.
Who are you?
This will be your 5th quest.
Oh, right.
Man, he's getting through more quests than I thought he would. But this is gonna suck.
Yeah.
He should have just said win the game of chess. That would have been better, but
Well, he may have taken advantages that we didn't want him to and thought, "Oh, I'm winning."
hey,
Okay.
I mean, he's made the best setup play you guys have had all game. I mean, with the getting Tyrell over there in position for that was pretty clutch.
He had a pretty good one. Okay, so what do we want the next move to be? Do we want to move?
Okay, we could. Our options are we can take the knight and take the pawn in the corner, and then that keeps the king from being able to move a space. Which Tyrell already has that, but we can also take our knight and move
it
out.
towards the middle.
Yeah, but the only move it can make is the black piece between me and Chris or Cameron, without being affected by the pawn.
I mean, I don't know. I'm seeing our knight take the individual pawn, and
Yeah,
then move two
just to
heavy
get
pieces to the other side.
So
of the
yeah, I would say it's either take that pawn, or we move our lower knight. So we move our lower knight up above the other pawn, not Tony, but the other pawn. We move him, or not right there. We move him next to that other pawn, so we can free up that rook. That would be the only other thing I could think of.
I personally, as things sit right now, we're not gaining much other than by just taking a pawn, which can't do anything because of Tyrell. We would be better off trying to move another power piece out into into the play than we are.
Because yeah, they're just stuck back there, not doing anything, and we may never get to move them if we get in trouble.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I can think of, because we're not in a spot to check this king in any quick moves.
So do you want to move? What's the annoying guy's name? What's his name?
no.
So it's Tony's move, but we get to choose for Tony. So it just needs to be a collective agreement.
I think
So
we need to take the knight and move it next to the pawn that's in between me and you. Then we can
it
take.
doesn't go that far.
Yeah, it does. It goes one over from that.
Is anybody else hearing that breakup, or am I the one breaking up?
Yeah, you are. I don't see why we want to sacrifice the knight right now. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
How are we sacrificing the knight by moving it
In front of his pawn.
Or you just want to put it to the next on the black square to the right of the pawn? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think is the right move. But whatever the consensus is here. But I agree with Josh. Getting our power players out into the field is better than leaving them back there versus just taking one pawn.
Because if we move the king out, that rook now protects the king, and then that allows Cameron to start moving up and being useful. Because right now he's protecting the king, and we can in one turn we can get the knight in the game, have the rook protecting the king, and then have Cameron being able to move around and actually do something.
Yeah, I mean, I see the steps. I don't know that the steps matter too much, depending on what he takes, but that's fine.
I mean, or do you want to free up the other rook by moving the annoying guy one, letting the pawn take him, or not? And then that frees up that rook. All we do is lose the annoying guy.
Well, I don't know. I kind of see. I think the way Josh is saying it is less moves, because it's like one turn and he's already got you free to move. and then that way we just leave this rook here. We don't have to mess with this rook ever. We don't have to move.
That's what I'm saying. I would move the king, or I would move the knight.
Oh, you already said it. We gotta move. We gotta move Billy.
No. All right. So do we know what we're doing, guys?
Yeah.
I think there's less steps.
All right, Josh. You order Tony where to put the piece.
Right there. That was it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I see a way to do this, but I'd want to move my knight to take that single pawn first.
Tyrell's turn.
Oh, it's Cameron's turn. Steve's turn.
Oh, is it? I don't know. You guys are working together now. I'm not going to keep track.
I mean, we could start moving the rook, but it would be 2 turns, 3 turns before, because I'm not gonna move one over and move all the way down.
We need 3. We need 3 turns. Yeah. Without trying to say too much, but I mean, and it doesn't necessarily matter the order. So if it's we'll say it's Cameron. You go then, right?
So do you want to take the pawn, or you want to move me over 1?
Both are good.
I would take the pawn so it frees Tyrell, because right now Tyrell's in the corner. We can swap Tyrell with the pawn with the king, the fucking knight. Good grief.
Yep. So just take that pawn.
This one?
Yep.
Everybody agreed?
Yep.
Your turn.
Okay. Now we move Ranger over 1.
Well, we gotta wait for Christian to move.
I already did.
Where did you move, Christian?
He moved the pawn in front of the pawn that was directly in front of the king. He has moved 1 up.
Gotcha.
We could take our pawn and take that pawn, and that now has our bishop in charge of the whole middle of the field.
Yeah.
We could also...
We can put him in check with the knight.
I don't think it's worth it yet. They'll just get out.
No.
It would put him on the run, which would give us more time. So if we moved the knight cannot be taken. It forces him to move his king over.
He can't
go.
Yeah,
he has to move. He has to move to the space directly. What we're looking at, his left, his right, our left. So we know he has to move there. Either that or he does.
Damn it! We needed these rooks to be further up.
We can move one of our rooks. We can move Cameron, or we can move the other rook.
Okay.
Or we can advance. We can advance either knights.
Move Tyrell back. Okay, guys, if we move Tyrell back 1, Tyrell can't be taken by anything, and it forces the king not to be able to move into his only available spots. And then...
So you force him to the right instead of the left.
Well, as it is right now, he can't move because of the king, and then he wouldn't be able to move because of Tyrell. He's only stuck in the spot that he's at. That's what we're going to do. We need to move Tyrell back 1. He can't move because of the king. He can't move because of Tyrell. Then we need to start trying to get a power piece down behind over there in the corner.
Okay. The only thing we just cannot move that. We don't want to move that center bishop yet because where his queen's in it. So that's fine. That move is fine with me. I would either move that, our other knight, or one of our rooks. So I'm okay with that move. Any other thoughts, opinions?
Nope.
I see some sacrifices potentially, but yeah, let's try it. So move me back 1.
Here?
Yeah.
Your turn.
All right, so he has a free take on Tug right now.
No,
Well,
he's
He's one off.
got to take on the bishop. But as
Oh
of
no, you're right. Yeah.
as of right now, the bishop is really not doing much for us.
I see either taking that pawn like Josh was saying before we moved me, or starting to get the rook out there, like get in place.
So if we moved I'm just trying to think of a move here. So if our knight next to Tug was to move up to the white space and go knight to knight, then it would be one move away from putting the king into checkmate.
What we need to do is I need to move over one, and then
Now the queen could take it.
let him. I need to move over one spot, and then he needs to.
Yeah. Yep.
And then we need to let him make a play. So I'm going to move directly one spot to the right.
There?
Yeah.
Your turn.
Okay. The bishop needs to take the pawn.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody in agreement?
Because if he takes that, if he tries to take that, then that's checkmate. He cannot take that and put himself into checkmate. That's an illegal move.
So the bishop needs to take the pawn.
Yeah, it's free. It's free to take the pawn without repercussions.
Now it's my turn.
You can't do that.
Why not?
Okay. Check. Okay, then Cameron takes the king, and that's the end of the game.
Oh, because the rook down there.
Yeah, you put yourself in check.
If you want to do that, that's fine. I mean, I'm okay with it. None of our guys get sacrificed, and we win the game.
Oh, okay. Well, I see his move.
I like it. I don't like it.
Okay, the bishop needs to move one spot up next to the knight. That'll be checkmate.
So you're saying bishop?
Bishop needs to move one spot up into the white spot, and that'll be checkmate.
Yep.
Right here.
No,
No.
other direction.
This one.
Right. Yeah.
Checkmate.
How's it checkmate?
That's not.
He
He,
can't.
Nope,
He
it's
can't
not.
move.
It's
Oh,
not.
I guess he can. He can still sacrifice somebody.
He can move
But
his.
he has.
He
Right.
can.
it'd be checkmate if he went the other way.
So here.
He can move his. No, he can move his
Here.
queen.
He can move his queen
Here.
to sacrifice. That's the only move he has.
You
Right.
have to. You have to move out a check. So your only move that you have is your queen.
I could just do this.
And you're still in checkmate.
You're
Am I
still in check.
Oh yeah, I am.
Tyrell would take you. So that move you cannot do.
The queen.
So it's just queen sacrifice or forfeit.
No, it's not a forfeit by the rules. His
Well,
only.
he can forfeit if he wants. I'm saying it's either queen sacrifice or he would have to forfeit.
He could still move up one to the white to our left, right?
Yeah, right here.
He could just stall.
Nothing could touch
Okay.
me there.
Okay, if you do that, then I move up to the white spot next to Tyrell.
Does that leave? No, so if you move up to the white, or if you move up to the other white.
If
What
I
is the-
move up, if I move up directly next to Tyrell, he cannot move back to any spot behind him, and he cannot move up because of the pawn, and that will be checkmate.
And that is full checkmate.
No, he can move one black over to our right.
No,
What would he get?
because
That's Tyrell.
so he could
Hang-
move.
Hang on. Do we want to go back a turn?
no.
Sure.
What?
I heard
No.
a sure and a no.
Why would we go back a turn?
What?
I need to just move. I just need to move up. My character needs to move up directly next to Tyrell.
Well, I was trying to see why
going
was
right here.
Christian asking to go back a turn.
Right there is where you want him.
Yeah, you can't move back. You'll still be in check.
Mm-hmm.
You can't move forward because of the pawn.
Mm-hmm.
You can't move to the black because of Tyrell. You can't move to the white because of the bishop. I mean, that's checkmate.
Yeah, it's checkmate.
Well, I mean, it's close to checkmate.
It's not
No,
checkmate.
it's checkmate. He can't do anything.
Yeah. I
No,
could-
he
I
can.
could just go right
No,
here.
you can't do that.
Oh, why am I? Wow. I was
You're
like,
a
what am I?
So
He has
so
superpowers.
actually, so I mean, there is a move.
I'm looking for one.
Do we have to? I mean, by the rules, do you get the one move? I don't know. If I'm
What
allowed
move?
To tell you that now.
Yeah, what move are you talking about?
It's a block.
No,
No.
block here.
Yeah, you could move my knight to block.
That's the only move I see.
Oh,
Oh, I did
Like
not.
that's the only legal move that he has.
I didn't. No, you're right. I did not see that. You can do that.
yeah.
I like
So
that one.
he has to do that. So Josh here, you can take it. You can take him, and then he can't take you because then he would be hit by the pawn. He cannot move any other spaces, and it's checkmate.
Yes.
So now it's checkmate. So after
now
you
you guys are
after
going-
you take the knight, and it's checkmate because he cannot take you without the pawn
Putting
taking him.
himself in check. Yeah.
And he cannot put himself in check, so he is immediately done, and we saved all of our pieces, including freaking Tony. Gosh, dang it.
So this one, you want to take the knight.
I take the knight.
Okie dokie.
And that's checkmate. Because you cannot move out of that anywhere you go.
Yep.
I believe you are correct.
Woo! The Zoo Warriors strike again.
Teamwork. Nice job, guys.
Good job.
How do I knock this over? Can I throw it? There we go. Yay!
All right. I guess we'll go through prizes next time.
Yes, this is a good place to end. I think we went like 30 minutes over. That's okay, as long as it seemed like you guys were having a good time, though. Congratulations.
It was very challenging with 4 people and us telling you what movies we wanted to make the whole time.
You guys figured it out at the end, though. I mean, you worked together because essentially, yes, you had to reveal your moves to me, but also you had 4 brains on your side versus 1 dragon brain. So
does Tony's brain not count?
It does not.
Tony's brain was my brain, and I actually helped you guys get Tyrell across the board. So I wish I wouldn't have done that, but
third move of the game, so we could have done something else. That was like the third move of the game. Like,
oh yeah, I know. I just thought it was funny that.
So
that
the
was
least moved people.
That's
Tony.
my
Tony
whole
was
plan
number
off.
1 least moved player. We protected him more than anybody else.
You guys, I was also curious as to how you guys would proceed if you guys would put yourself in the line of, like, danger, or if you would,
I was hoping
play it
Tony would be a
safe,
middle
or-
pawn because he would definitely be gone if he was like a middle pawn.
now that it's over,
Tug.
now that it's over, what was gonna happen?
So
Tug-
yeah, what would have happened, Christian?
I don't know.
Tug laughs.
Oh,
Maybe this
Well,
isn't your last game. Maybe you don't know yet.
okay.
It's a best of 3.
Yeah.
Christian just plays until one of us dies.
Take backsies.
Yeah, no.
My leg.
Tug's not to have a stare down. I'll step up.
You're gonna stare down a golden dragon. Golden
No.
dragons are noble. They're not gonna cheat you on a chess game.
No, I'll stare down the fake queen. I wouldn't stare down the golden dragon.
I'm actually surprised that we made it through without somebody having to be put in a situation to sacrifice.
I did try and pressure you guys to make those decisions. Like that was what I made a lot of mine based on, even though it wasn't always the smartest
But to see if we
play.
would sacrifice.
I just was curious if you would, put yourself in a vulnerable position to sacrifice one of your pieces, or. But you guys came away unscathed from this.
Cameron, we did that castle switch and did not really move
Yeah,
after
no.
that.
Didn't get that. You're like castle switch. I don't know what that is. Switch. Okay, so I don't
it's
do
actually, it's actually a good defensive move.
You can all
Because
It seemed like a good, but when you because look how exposed you were down there. I just kept trying to. When I lost my bishop, that's when I was in real trouble, because I was trying to get down there and really corner your king even more than you already had it.
Yeah, I knew exactly what you were trying to do. I don't really like doing that. It can help you get your bishop out in the gameplay early, but like you really sacrifice being bottlenecked.
I was also really counting on you guys to make the trade on the queen. I threw that out there a couple times, and you guys didn't go for
the
it.
quick queen trades, yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, so Josh was able to spot some of those spots to where we wouldn't need to do a queen trade, which is good, because all that does is, like Josh was saying, you put yourself into a spot
Mhm.
to try to force our hand, but really your hand was already played, so we could backtrack a little bit without forcing into a spot, and there wasn't a spot you could go into. So in those cases, like, that's when we can move that knight into a better spot. I mean, we ended up not using him, but that's a much better spot on the board, and it limits what you can do elsewhere, so we can make better moves up the board with the other players.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
When you got your queen up there, I mean, I knew my movements were
good.
limited on one side with the king.
I have not played chess in such a long time, so it was kind of fun to do that.
Yeah, I've never played it in this way before either.
I'd like to play that chess, that three tier chess on Star Trek.
4D chess.
Yeah.
40 chess? You want to play some 40 chess?
Yeah, and then there's the 3-person chess that Sheldon came up with on the Big Bang. I think that'd be interesting.
I don't know that one, but I've played 4-person chess before.
That sounds very difficult.
It's a weird game. There's like a piece that moves in L's, but not like the knight. It just moves like a 1-1.
The little shot glasses, like if you fill those with beer shots, that would kind of be fun. So every time you sacrifice, and then obviously your king and your queen have to be a real shot, but everything else could be filled with like a beer.
And it has to be speed chess.
Oh gosh.
I should have brushed up on chess before I played tonight, but I didn't
Christian,
even.
I was hoping we were going to get to use the move en passant against you.
I don't.
I really wanted to use that. So basically, it has to do if your knight, if an unmoved pawn moves 2 spaces to avoid being taken by another pawn, you can use what's called as en passant, and I move directly behind your pawn, and your pawn dies.
Interesting.
I don't.
That's like the equivalent in chess of anime move where the 2 sword guys go past each other, and then one drops.
It is. That's what the move is. But you can only do it with pawns, and it's only when a pawn moves.
I'd have to look. I'd have to
avoid.
look that up, Kobe. I've never heard of that ever. You do.
Okay.
So you do.
I'll type it in.
You do what? You type. So if you've got a pawn.
So Google what I put into the chat. I'm pretty sure that's how you spell it. It's called en passant. So if a pawn, its first move, 2 moves, if it moves 2 spaces, if it had only moved 1 space, if another pawn could have taken it in that 1 space, the pawn that could have taken it does a move that's called en passant, and it goes ahead and it moves like it would have taken that pawn, basically.
Yeah.
That's cool. I didn't know that. That's interesting.
But Christian, the way you described it as the sword going past, I'm never gonna not see that. So.
Yeah. Where they both smirk and then one just is cleaved in half.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it's like, what just happened? I thought I avoided him. En passant.
So, that's crazy. It's
not used very often unless you're actually good at chess, like a pro player, because there's no reason for any of us to use it, because it's like I have no reason why that would be strategic to use.
Yeah, but I was never taught this when I was doing my chess thing, but there's multiple times where I have done certain moves like this. So if you just Google it real quick, it brings up a quick picture of where the black pawns have moved down the board, but you have not moved your pawns, and you move one of them up 2 spaces, and you're dead level with one of the black pawns.
Yep.
And he just moves behind you and takes you.
Because the en passant means since that white pawn, his first move would have put him in a spot where the black pawn would have taken him. Since he decided to move 2 spaces to avoid that, you are at that point. Move can be the en passant move where you pass him and you take him. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I can tell you multiple times that I have been in a tournament and knew what was happening, and I moved my pawn up 2 spaces to put me in a better standing, and they never took it. Like it was never done. I've never had.
It may not have been allowed in that tournament.
Well, it wasn't in the
move.
Yeah, no, they never. I mean, in all of the tournaments, they never specified that you couldn't en passant.
Is dynamite?
That's what I really wanted to do. That was my my first goal was win. My second goal was to keep all the good guys alive. My third goal was to kill Tony, and my fourth goal was an en passant.
Yeah, I mean, it's according to the FIDE, the governing body of chess, it is a legal move.
The dragon would have to respect that, Christian, if that happened. The FIDE has it as part of the rules.
The dragon be like, I've never heard of that before. And he'd be like, oh, it's a rule. And he'd have to be like, well, can I get someone else to verify that? Because I live in a cave and...
And then Christian, you dimension door in a book that has all the rules for chess. So, Josh, that and the king castle switch are the only special moves that I know. And I'll be honest, Christian, I didn't know if we did that right anyways.
It's been so long since I've played chess. Yeah.
I just assumed
totally
when
could
you
have
moved him, I
butchered
said,
that.
yeah, that's close enough. So.
No, I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Like the
Yeah.
king only moves one place, and the rook take. That's why it's like king castle side or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll figure out the result of your chess game next time on the
Oh, it'll be
experiment.
awesome. We all get to pick a prize
Yeah.
out of the candy jar. So
Yeah, even Tony will get to pick a prize.
well, his next quest may not allow him to do that. So.
Tony, your
He may
next
have to-
quest is to pick this item for Billy.
Well,
Yeah.
it may be for the group.
I do
Billy
think
doesn't-
it's
Billy
funny.
doesn't always need stuff.
I do think it's funny that only Billy is the one handing out these quests.
Well, he's completed 5. I gave him, the keys of how to
He's
do
made
these
some
quests.
serious progress. You better be careful.
I know, and that's why I said if he completes 99 quests, that's a trial that's done, and he has to complete 99 trials.
I feel like it's gonna get to like 98, and you guys are gonna be like, find the meaning of life. Yeah, go do that.
If he sticks around for like 1,000 opportunities, then this is not going to be.
I don't know if you'll keep track, but currently he has 9,796 more quests to complete.
Billy seems to be his keeper, so I'm just gonna go ahead and let Billy control that.
Okay.
Because
I will, and I'll keep a little log of it just so it's fun.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
maybe some days he'll get like it's double XP weekend or something, or yeah, I don't know.
He has to complete certain quests to gain a little bit more.
Yeah, he's got to get certain headshots with his sword in order to get
He
a
would probably
tiger camo.
He'd get very excited and eager if I told him it was double quest. If he got double the points for it.
When we
So
first
he would
met him,
try to knock out some quests.
when we first met him, everybody in the party wanted me to kill him, and I didn't do it.
You guys have had a fair amount of opportunities to kill him. It's just he's always.
But like that one was like point blank with a bow, and you guys are like, "Do it."
That was like your 4th session, and I was like, dang,
I know.
They're already just willing to murder people in cold blood. I was like, this is gonna be a messy time.
I did have a reason, and my reason has always been the same why Billy would kill Tony.
He sold his soul to the devil.
Yes.
Or a demon, which he calls gods, or they are gods, which he calls demons.
What?
So
Did we know that and like that early on?
No, you didn't. It's only recently come to light that that's what he refers to as gods and demons. So
yeah, we only knew that part recently, but we did know at the very beginning that he sold his soul to a demon, which is why Billy did. Once Billy was cool with him until he found that out. Billy has not been cool with him since.
Well, again, congrats on the chess win. Everybody say their goodbye. I'm gonna end the stream.
Do we get any intelligence XP for that?
I will come up with some experience. You guys earned some, definitely there. But I'll grant it to you next session. That way, it's not just physical treasures you receive, but also the gift of learning.
Okay, bye.